Well, maybe you're heading to a parade right now to celebrate your Los Angeles Dodgers. And Postmaster Johnny did some unofficial parading this weekend after they got the win, World Series win Wednesday night. He immediately said he was going to his grandma's house in the hood and riding on top of cars through the streets. And boy, there was no shortage of people as you were rolling through the 818. Very celebratory night. Maybe you say the greatest night of your life, perhaps.
Yeah, that was like the unity, and that was the real parade. Let's be real. They always know the official parade is always in the hood. And then you guys have your
organized legal parade.
Right. That's BS, but
with actual players and double-decker buses. But the real parades are guys like you hanging out of the side of someone's Hyundai.
Yeah, no, that was a Dodge Ram. But yes, off the side of a car. Yeah, hanging on for dear life.
And does your grandmother know when you arrive that you're going to be doing this?
Oh, yeah, Grandma and all my uncles came, too. My uncle brought the fireworks. My other uncle was driving around, too, taking like, hey, kids, get in the car, let's go.
Oh, wow.
So, yeah,
it's a family operation.
Yeah,
now, you claim, obviously, you were not alive. If you don't count the 2020 World Series, you were not alive in 1988 when the Dodgers won their first, real World Series. So this was your first time experiencing this after being a Dodger fan your entire life.
Yeah, we don't get this too often.
Right. So as a result, you did, and I noticed this with Johnny, because I don't notice you oftentimes wearing Dodgers gear, but the last week or two, you had on your Dodger jacket every day, you had a hat on. Did you up your gear game, or is that all gear you had that you just started wearing more?
That blue jacket you guys see me wear all the time was my dad's original that he got in 1988.
Wow.
When they won. So I wear it very sparingly.
Right, because it's a vintage piece.
It's vintage, and it's like I don't like to mush.
So if you'd like to play the game, the phones here at KROQ are 800-520-1067. Going to ask Johnny some very basic questions like we always do in this round of Johnny Doesn't Know. Today it's Dodger themed, and let's find out if you're able to correctly predict. Correctly predict. Will Johnny know? It's time for Johnny Doesn't Know.
Johnny doesn't know.
And I was like, okay.
Oh, Johnny doesn't know.
I didn't know Vegas was like in Nevada for like a while.
Johnny doesn't know. Johnny doesn't know.
Gelato sounds like Jello.
Johnny doesn't know.
It like goes wiggles.
All you have to do is predict. Will Johnny know or not know the answers to these very simple questions about the Los Angeles Dodgers? Keep in mind, this guy claims he's a lifelong fan. Anyone who predicts correctly, Ali will write your name down. One of you will be selected. You'll get some tickets to go see the great Ricky Gervais at the Hollywood Bowl. Here we go. First question for Johnny Doesn't Know. Johnny, Dodger Stadium is located in which Los Angeles park? Will Johnny know this? Roman, yes or no?
Johnny's got to know this. He's from L.A. He knows the area. Come on, Johnny, don't let us down.
Johnny, he says you will know this. He gave reasons why he thinks you will know this.
Yep.
What is the name of the park, the Los Angeles park that Dodger Stadium is located within?
Chavez Ravine, Elysian Park.
Whoa, come on, that is correct.
Correct.
It is correct. Hold on, Roman got his right. Good job, Johnny. With confidence.
Come on, bro.
Allie, did you think you would know that? Because
I thought he would just because of, where he just being born and raised here.
Come on now.
That's one of those ones where I feel like he almost gets confused and says things like Magic Mountain.
Magic Mountain.
All right, we got a question.
That's in a different state, Klein.
Number 2. Let's say hi to Angelique would like a piece of you, Johnny, this morning. Good morning, Angelique. Welcome to KROQ. Welcome to Johnny Doesn't Know Dodgers. You ready for this? Angelique. Yep. All right, here we go. Question 2. Johnny, what does a 50-50 ball mean? There's been a lot of talk this season about a 50-50 ball that Shohei Ohtani hit. And what does it mean, a 50-50 ball? Will Johnny know this, yes or no?
I really hope so, because he claims to be a baseball fan, so hopefully he knows what it is.
All right, Johnny, 50-50 ball. Break it down. What does it mean?
That I don't really know. That
really?
I didn't pay.
There's been so much talk about it.
Yeah, but I just watched the game.
Come on.
Let me see.
You can't guess even?
50-50 ball.
What's an Arnold Palmer?
It's half lemonade, half iced tea.
Great, okay.
So 50-50 ball has got to be like half wins, half loses. Losses and stuff. So let's go like half hits, half home runs. That I really don't know.
The ball is made up of half hits and half home runs?
I thought it'd be like Dodger questions. I didn't know it was going to be like baseball terminology.
So you think every home run ball, they go and get it, and they go, okay, let's start the clock again. Let's see what happens to this ball next?
I really don't know 50-50 ball.
You can give us a real guess, or are you still going to go with that thing you just said?
I think it's just what I said. Like, it's like half home runs, half or half wins, half losses. Like this ball is going to be worth something, and this ball might not be worth something. It's a 50-50 ball.
Oh, you're saying it's like a 50-50?
It's a 50-50 chance. Yeah.
No. Okay.
What?
So I hear what he's saying. A 50-50 ball. Maybe it's worth $4 million. Maybe it's worth nothing.
Oh, okay. It's a 50-50 shot.
Yeah. Totally.
This is a new ball. It's a 50-50.
All right, Johnny. Unfortunately, you did not know. A 50-50, at least as it pertained to Shohei Ohtani. In the season, he had 50 stolen bases and 50 home runs.
Yeah.
Only player to do that. So that is why that ball that went over as his 50th home run became the official 50-50 ball.
But I was a real Ohtani fan because I saw him when he played with the Angels.
Right, not irrelevant to this question.
Not
even
at
a
all.
little bit.
Not at all.
Thank
But
you
I
for
was
sharing.
able to not track his
Thank you for sharing that.
his accomplishments there as well.
I was blown away and very impressed with Johnny after question 1, but then immediately lost all.
Question 2 was tough. That was a weird one.
Not that weird. It was.
I really thought, I think even more than the Elysian Park one, that you would have known that.
I know, because that was one of the biggest stories of the entire season.
And we've
for
talked
the
about
Dodgers.
it extensively on the show, on the live show that you're supposed to listen to.
Robert in Ontario, welcome to Johnny Doesn't Know, talking Dodgers, getting ready for the parade. Johnny, up until the year 2021, who was responsible for the official Dodger dog? Think about it. Don't answer yet. Will Johnny know this? Robert.
No.
See, this one's tough because Johnny does love a glizzy. Loves a glizzy.
I'm a
gobbler.
glizzy gobbler, baby.
So it would make me think he would know, but I could also see him getting confused, and I almost want to write down what I think he's going to say, which is not the right answer. Up until 2021, and for as long as I could remember since moving to L.A., this was the official maker of the Dodger dog. He says, you will not know. This is according to Robert. Johnny, who made the Dodger dog?
For the longest time, it was Farmer John's.
Farmer John's. He got
And
it.
it's
Wow.
literally the best. The new ones suck.
All right, Johnny got another one. Good for you,
job,
Johnny.
Johnny.
Come on, bro.
Johnny, you do know a thing or two about the Dodgers.
Yeah, they're
Farmer
big,
John's.
big ass. I mean, big old wieners too.
That's
Huge
right.
Hot dogs.
Johnny, does Johnny know big old wieners is what we're going to
Big
do
old
next week.
wieners.
Varden on KROQ from Glendale. Good morning. How goes it?
Good, man.
Johnny doesn't know you've made it this far. You're already almost a winner. So far, only one person has
There you go.
correctly predicted. It's Friday. Guys, it's been a long week, guys.
It has been a long week.
Today should have been an off day. I don't even know what we're doing here. Roman's the only guy who's predicted correctly so far. Let's see if we give him a run for his money with Varden. Here we go, Johnny. In baseball, if someone refers to a can of corn, what are they referring to? In baseball, if it's a can of corn, what does that mean? Will Johnny know this? Varden, yes or no?
He doesn't know.
Does not know. Johnny, can of corn means what?
See, this is that old school lingo terminology we used to roast my coach about, because when we played in high school, he used to always say stuff like this, and we would always just like slag him off and whatever. So, cream corn, whatever you said.
Can of corn.
That too. I have no idea what that means.
In baseball, it's a term that gets used. What do you think? I mean, just sound it out.
You're a can of corn. You're playing lousy, son. Like, get down, get baseball ready, get that glove to the ground.
So it's an insult that would be given to a player?
I think so,
Quit
yeah.
acting like a can of corn?
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, I don't remember.
So it's like a lazy foul ball or a lazy fly ball that's pretty easy to get under and catch is
Yeah.
what it is. It's can of corn. It gets used a lot.
It does get used a
Scully
lot?
used that term a lot. Yeah, Vin did. Yeah, a lot.
Huh? Okay.
Speaking of Vin, we go to
I
your
didn't
next
know that.
question.
I didn't know that either.
Let's say hi to Chris, Long Beach. Final person that gets to play Johnny Doesn't Know Dodgers. Will
Good morning,
Johnny
party
know?
people. Sweet
Good
Diz.
morning, Sweet Diz.
Sweet
Will
Diz.
Johnny know what Vin Scully's most famous phrase was? Yes or no? Yes.
Got faith in you, Johnny.
He says
Don't let me
yes.
down.
I got you, bro. I got you.
You got to see the way he's looking at me right now, because I don't have a lot of faith in the way you're looking at me, but he says you will know. Johnny, Vin Scully's most famous phrase, got quite a few, but which is the most famous one?
It's time for Dodger baseball.
For Dodger
babe. For
baseball.
Dodger baseball.
All right, I will accept that.
Come
Good
on.
job. Good job.
How insulting of a
All right,
question.
Chris got his right, Roman got his right, and Verdon got his right. Allie's picking one of these names at random now. And
Look
who?
at that. It's Chris.
Chris, congratulations. You are going to go see Ricky Gervais at the Hollywood Bowl, courtesy of Johnny's Brain, all right?
Hey,
714
thanks, guys. Happy
said-
Friday. Let's go.
Yeah, we should burn his dad's jacket.
Yeah, we're going to burn your dad's jacket now.
Hell
All
no.
right, it's KROQ.
Klein, Alley, Show! Mornings on KROQ 106.7 KROQ.
Thank you, Blink. KROQ, Klein, Alley Show in about 30 minutes. Get you into some sold-out 21 Pilots at the Intuit Dome. And also, our buddy is back. You want to talk about it's already Halloween time, Allie. Danny Elfman back on the show this morning.
That's when you know fall has really begun.
That's right. Move over all your werewolves and skeletons in the aisles of Costco and the candy that's already out at CVS or Walgreens. When Danny Elfman's on KROQ, you better believe it's a turn of the seasons.
And he has real skeletons.
He does. We broke down a lot of the body parts he has in his collection.
He collects hands.
Man, they are good. It makes Jake's collection look weak sauce.
Yeah.
It sucks.
Hey, Jake was out over the weekend talking to people at a bar at closing time to ask them this question because school is now back in session, and regardless of what age you are, you probably remember that feeling of first day of school. Like last day of school has a great feeling. First day of school, I also feel like should have a terrible feeling. You would think it would be the reverse feeling of last day of school, but I think first day of school is a good feeling, I feel like. And then
It's
after
a fresh start.
And then day two, you're like, oh, man, this sucks. A long time before summer break again.
Yeah, I mean, it could either go really well or really badly.
But you think about all of the things that you were taught in school and all of the times you questioned the teacher and said, when am I ever going to use this in the real world? When am I ever going to use it? And the last time Jake was out talking to people, the question was, what is something you didn't learn in school, but that you have, use on a regular basis? That's a big one. Today, the question is shifted. And the question is, what is one thing you actually did learn in school that you still use today? These are people leaving a bar, hammered, and this is what they had to say.
It's always good to talk on record when you're drunk. That's what they always say, right?
Yeah. What's your name?
Olivia.
Olivia from where?
I live in East Hollywood.
Olivia, what's the most important thing you learned in school and you still use today?
Like nothing. I don't know. Oh, in school. I don't know.
She's processing the term school for a little bit.
She's already whining. I don't know.
Right. So,
School.
yeah. Jake has this effect on people when he approaches them.
Nothing. Wait, let me think for a second. What's your name?
I'm Jake.
Jake, the most important thing I learned in school was reading is important, probably. Honestly, reading is really important.
Reading is really important.
Hey, especially when it comes to that fine print.
Of course. No one ever does it.
I mean, look, you were in that turtle reading group. You don't read anything.
And I was right. So, yeah. Did I stay in the turtle reading group for 3 years? Sure.
Yeah. And they taught you that right at the beginning of school. But it's still important. All right. That's my answer.
Perfect. What's your name?
It's funny
You know what? Audiobooks. Boom.
Yeah, and Allie doesn't even read. She claims she reads. You can go around and get all that stolen reading valor and say, I read that new autobiography, and then you press them with one question.
Yeah.
And they go, well, I listened to it.
Why read when you can not read?
Someone can read to you.
What's your name? Zach. Zach, what's the most important thing you learned in school and you still use today?
I don't know, man.
Sounds popping in there.
So I don't know where Jake was, but it does sound like it was getting...
La Corvetta in Highland Park.
People seem to enjoy it, but they didn't like talking about school. I mean, I don't know if he got one real answer.
What's your name?
Clara.
Clara, what's the most important thing you learned in school and you still use today?
Just about nothing, honestly.
God, everyone's so sad and upset.
Jake, is this a bar where a lot of people are loners like you? Like, is it a lot of like...
Oh,
it's
yeah.
It's kind of like that table at a wedding that's just got all the single invites. That
No, I was the only loner, really.
all these people kind of sound like they were by themselves.
I caught some people that were I don't know, maybe having a conversation or smoking a cigarette by themselves outside, but inside it seems like everybody was with somebody.
So you show up to this bar by yourself?
Yeah, because I can walk to it from my house.
So you're just that guy in the corner with a beer just chilling?
Yep.
Just about nothing, honestly. I think the rejection.
This was supposed to be a feel-good back-to-school segment.
Hold on, she has a point. Let her go on. This is an important
Yeah,
lesson.
Allie knows.
All right, this is an important lesson.
Is the best thing that I learned in school, honestly.
Rejection from what?
It was being in architecture school and working on something for a whole year and then having your professors tell you,
Yeah. This is great. This is good.
This is actually something that you learn in school, is how to handle rejection.
that was very valuable, in my opinion.
What did they tell you?
Told you how to back yourself, basically. Be proud of what you've done, no matter what someone else says. And even if they say it's at least, have some pride in what you created. And
Maybe she shouldn't, though. I mean, the professor said it was S.
Well, maybe the professor's wrong.
Be able to like learn from your mistakes.
What's the most important thing you learned in school and you still use today?
It's the important thing I learned in school and I still use today. Probably how to shoot a basketball. Learned that in gym class.
So for all the teachers that are going back to work today, that have put their entire professional career into education and helping foster the imagination and the intelligence of the future generation, I feel bad because we're not getting the answers I was hoping we would get. We're getting shooting basketball, I don't know, and rejection, which is not a good...
I still stand by rejection.
Rejection is still the strongest.
What's your name?
Samantha.
Samantha from where?
Elmani.
Samantha, what's the most important thing you learned in school and you still use today?
That's a... I'm a lawyer, so how to be... I don't know, how to communicate with people? Yeah.
What's your name?
Adam.
Adam from where?
From Pasadena.
Adam, what's the most important thing you learned in school and you still use today?
Just the scientific method. You know, I'm a scientist, so like you gotta break down
You're a scientist?
situations. You gotta break down, you know, problems and.
What kind of scientist are you?
Environmental.
So
It's less funny that the environmental science nerd still does not want to talk to Jake.
still has not...
What kind of scientist?
Oh, just wait.
Are
Jake,
we going to do this?
Jake peppers him with follow-up questions. You can tell the guy's story. Yeah.
Scientist.
And so, do you do like any experiments?
Not experiments, but you just gotta analyze effects to the environment.
So data?
Data, and like you gotta do your studies.
Sure.
The only highlight.
I don't think that guy's a real scientist.
No, I don't think so either. I'm pretty sure none
you
of these.
gotta do your studies.
Right.
Study.
Allie, you'll be impressed by this.
Jada,
though. Jake
just
ran
one.
into, he was doing this, and someone apparently, a big fan of Jake.
They always talk about you and I laugh, but you're like, he's from KROQ.
What?
You don't know.
So
You don't know. You don't know what it is.
she's all excited that she ran into Jake, and then her friend's like, "What is that?" And she's like, "He's from KROQ." What? Oh, you don't know.
And he doesn't listen to it, like, he doesn't know. I know. So that's all that matters. Oh my God, Jake, oh my God. This is so They always say that you party in Highland Park, and I'm like, I wonder if I'll ever meet it. Like, I'll ever meet him. Because I live here, so I'm like, and they say that you come here a lot.
Who say?
They say
the
that you come
bartenders?
here a lot.
Yeah, there's a really sad guy who comes here with the dog. Maybe you'll see him.
Is your picture by the door like a do not admit guy?
Yeah, I gotta sneak in every time. I wear like a fake mustache.
Listen to how happy you made this woman. I mean, this actually warms my heart to hear how excited she is that she ran. Now, she does sound hammered too, but she
well,
was.
I also don't know how excited she is for Jake or the dog.
Yes, it does feel like the dog is kind
That
of.
sounds like a dog squeal to me.
Right, less than a Jake squeal.
Mm-hmm.
Although, Allie, I'll give you one more bit of evidence. As she was leaving the bar, there was a food stand, and listen to this.
Hi. Hey. I know you.
You do?
Yeah, you're Jake. You're the guy I'm not supposed
what's
to
your
serve
name?
to.
You're the guy on the door that's not allowed to come in. I recognize your picture. It's another fan of Jake. She's developing quite a fan base.
What's your name?
Christina.
Christina.
Nice to meet you.
Pleasure. So you listen to the Klein Alley show?
I do. Every morning at 6.
That's when we start, yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you for helping to keep me employed and keeping this dog alive.
Hey, I love your dog. I know you love rocks. I know Klein likes pizza. Allie loves women.
Hey, look, she's pretty much gotten to the sweet spot of the show right there.
And, you know, it's a good group. I love you guys.
Dude, awesome. What are you doing out here?
We're selling food.
What do you sell?
Flautas.
Jake,
yummy.
Jake, did you try to get a free flauta from her?
She said she would have given me free flautas, but they were already closed up, so they didn't have anything to give me.
Oh my God, I would have given you free flautas, but we're closed.
that's the greatest.
So great.
Hey,
That's basically what your girlfriend said.
I know.
Pretty much.
I would have. Nicole on KROQ. Hi.
Hi, Klein. How are you?
Doing great. What's up?
I'm sitting here driving my daughters to their father's house. It's their last week of summer, and they're hearing everybody have all these negative things to say about school, but they're starting TK and first grade, and they're like, Mom, is this real?
Yes.
Hey, whoa. TK in first grade are when you learn the really fun things.
Yeah, did you hear that person talking about reading and shooting a basketball?
Yeah,
that's
you're
in
not-
their future.
You're not working on that stuff yet. You're just like finger painting and you're doing circle time and you're dancing around, learning new songs. That's all the fun stuff.
Right, exactly. And they both were like looking all confused, like, Mom, how come nobody has anything good to say? And I'm like, watch me. Mommy's going to call in, and I'm going to have something positive to say about school.
Yeah, until
Go
you
ahead.
get to algebra.
And they're listening to me in the back seat right now, and I just want to say that school was a wonderful time for me. I learned about how important friendship is, addition, multiplication, reading, history, and it was just one of the most rewarding times for me, especially middle school. You know, I had teachers that were just so loving and sweet and taught me so much.
Klein Alley Show. Klein Alley Show.
KROQ, the world famous KROQ.
KROQ, Klein Alley Show. Let's figure out what's going on in the world with a look at your ADD news, and then in about an hour we get you into some sold-out 21 Pilots at the brand new, just opened Intuit Dome. So be ready to win those tickets, plus more spots on our bus to Loserville coming up in about 10 minutes here, KROQ.
Grab your Adderall. It's time for ADD News. I'm what they call a problem drinker.
All right, well, that's a weird segue into my first story. Many more details are coming out about Matthew Perry. Yikes. And
we didn't plan that well.
No, we did not. And the 5 people that were arrested, 2 doctors, a personal assistant, and a couple of drug dealers. They were apparently getting vials, like some of these drug dealers and doctors were getting vials of ketamine for as little as $12 each, and then charging Matthew Perry around $2,000 each for them. At one point, he paid $55,000 cash for 20 vials of ketamine, and when that got too expensive, that's when he started going to the ketamine queen, and he gave her another $11,000.
I used to think the biggest markup items ever were orange juice and printer ink.
And beef jerky.
Ah, yeah.
No, I don't think beef jerky is anywhere near.
rugs.
I'm talking
Rugs, yes.
And framing.
Framing is
totally agree.
A giant ripoff.
I went to get a quote for frames, and they were like $2,000. I was like, for these 3 pictures?
But ketamine is apparently you can make good money on that.
Yeah, so his personal assistant was also giving him the injections. So the day of, he told his assistant, I want the big one, meaning the big injection. And he administered the injection, then went to the store to run an errand. And then when he got back, Matthew Perry was dead. And the assistant has already pled guilty, and he's doing a plea deal. The assistant had also given him a similar shot 2 weeks before he died, and it made Matthew Perry's face freeze up. It rose his blood pressure and froze up his face. And the doctor, the main doctor who got arrested, told the assistant, don't give him a dose that big again. Keep it to smaller ones.
That's a weird situation because here you are, you work for the guy. The guy tells you what your job is because you're his assistant. And he's telling you to do something that is eventually, unfortunately, going to kill him. But yet, if you don't do it, you're not doing your job as the assistant.
Right. I can imagine it's a tough position to be put in if you have a good personal assistant job and you're kind of there to do their bidding, But this guy now could face a lot of prison time.
Of course.
And this is what in the announcement when they discussed the charges, this is what they said the doctor had been texting with some of the other drug dealers about Matthew Perry.
Defendant Placentia saw this as an opportunity to profit. He wrote in a text message in September 2023, quote, I wonder how much this moron will pay. He also stated in text messages that he wanted to be Mr. Perry's sole source of supply. He wrote in a text message that he wanted to be Mr. Perry's, quote, go-to for drugs.
He, by the way, has posted bail, and he's still practicing.
He's practicing medicine currently?
Yeah. He probably can't write prescriptions, and apparently there is a note, a waiver, saying, hey, if you're going to work with me, just know that this case is going on and sign that you're okay with it.
It's got to be a weird feeling that today the guy can do whatever he wants. He can go in and out for lunch if he wants. He could probably lives in a nice mansion.
Yeah.
And he knows, just based on what's happening, that there is a pretty good chance that he will spend a lot of time behind bars.
But he said he's not guilty. And then the ketamine queen has a lot of other celebrity clients. Obviously Matthew Perry wasn't her only customer, and she was known for it. They raided her house and found a ton of drugs. So the question is she going to reveal more of her clientele in order to get some kind of a deal?
Are you bummed out that someone is walking around with a cool nickname like the Ketamine Queen and you're a Poogers?
Well, I'd rather take Poogers than Ketamine Queen.
All right, I guess. You're the Onion Queen. You got that going for you.
Thanks, guys. You're right.
Let's get into a brand new hour of the show right now before we get too far.
Klein Alley Show.
You guys make me turn on KROQ every day. I love it, fool. I'm bald Hispanic, 6'1", and tatted and you guys make my morning every day. Love you guys. Alley, you a 10, girl.
Right in the butt.
106.7 KROQ FM in HD Pasadena, Los Angeles, Orange County. This is the world famous KROQ.
Friday morning here at KROQ. We got a great hour planned for you. Joining us in the studio, former HR department at Netflix, turned comedian. And I will tell you one thing, and if it's probably true at most businesses, if you're in HR, you work in HR long enough, you probably get so much material. And do they have HIPAA violations with HR? Like, are you allowed to... You don't
That's
have to
a good question. I don't know. I mean, she doesn't work there anymore.
Right, so I would imagine.
But she is doing stuff with Netflix. Like, she has a Netflix show.
What a great
on
story.
there.
It went from being HR at Netflix to now having her own show special on Netflix.
I think when she was going to go on Fallon, somebody had heard about it at her work, and they were like, why do you still work here?
Yeah, moonlighting as a comedian.
Yeah. They were like, you should just go do this full time. You don't need to work here anymore.
So anyway, she'll be on with us later this hour where we will all share with her some of our HR complaint violations, and she will determine which one of us should get fired. So that'll be fun for us. If you'd like to join us and want to go to Loserville to see some Limp Bizkit, we have that for you coming up as well this hour. And we kick things off with one of the strangest messages we've ever received on the GOAT line. It's our buddy Pantyhose Greg, and he decided that he wants to start his own interview series. So the first person he interviewed is his current landlord. And this is how that sounded.
Good morning, Klein and Allie. It's Pantyhose Greg. I'm here with my landlady. Her name is Amy. Say hello, Amy.
Hi, everyone.
Now tell him, am I good tenant? Good?
Very bad.
So... Once again,
Am I good, tenant? Good?
I thought Pantyhose Greg lived in his car, but I guess he moved into a...
You remember the whole thing where he got a mattress?
Right, but then I thought he got evicted from that place. So he's apparently living in some other place right now. I think it may be like a temporary housing situation, but I don't think this woman likes being interviewed by him.
Why? What did I do?
You wear pantyhose. You always not close the window when I AC on.
What else do I do?
You? Oh, you smell marijuana.
Uh-oh.
Oh, my God. You know?
So apparently...
Oh, my God. I love this so much.
He's a terrible tenant, and...
So he wears pantyhose but doesn't draw the curtains, and so she can see him in his pantyhose dancing around?
And he's always smoking weed, I guess, like always.
Everyone complain, and especially when morning, he will say, hi, good morning, my friend, and everyone knows.
I yell out the window, my friend.
Right.
So,
my God.
So apparently Pantyhose Greg stands in his window in pantyhose and says hi to everyone who walks by.
my friend.
And, of course, when people want to complain, they got to complain to this woman because she's the landlady.
Yeah.
So, are you going to be a stand-up comedian?
Not really. That's not for me.
No, but you're so funny.
I don't know.
All right, so what are you going to do about me? You going to spank me?
Oh.
To your ass.
Wow. That sounds like a real fun apartment complex
They
there.
did that interview laying in bed together.
That's Pantyhose Greg
trying to move in there.
and his landlady.
Yeah.
Jake, that could be a good spot for you. She seems to have a very high threshold for dealing with weirdos.
Yeah.
Klein Alley Show.
If you're not currently sick like half of the people on this show, there's a good chance maybe you will be soon, because I guess we've officially entered that time of the year where everyone just took for granted the fact that when it was super hot, we were probably sweating so much, we were sweating out all the bad stuff, and now weather changes in Southern California, people go back to school, and boom, those kids are just like little spreaders of all the grossness and germs in the world.
I
Now
know.
Allie's got it, Omar's got it.
Yeah.
You guys
almost got it.
Well, I've been fighting it, but I've been doing all the things I can think to do to fight it, just by putting enough alcohol in my body to kill off whatever.
Well, and including one other thing that you convinced me was a great idea, which is what I did yesterday. And that would be the quick fix, the old B12 shot.
Yeah, you go there, a stranger jabs your ass with a needle, and
you're like, everything's going to be okay.
they give you supposedly a 3-week supply of B12 in your body, and it's supposed to help your immune system. It's probably all BS.
I think it 100% is, and I've never had an enjoyable experience doing it. The first time I got it, I guess you're not supposed to get it late in the day because I was up all night with Jimmy Leg.
It can fire you up.
Yeah, and I didn't know that, so that was a problem. Then another time I had to do all this extraneous paperwork. Anyway, yesterday I decided to take your advice, and I tried one more time to get a B12
Hold
shot.
on. You can't put this on me, because if I gave you advice and you've done it 2 times already and they've both been fails for you, you can't keep doing the same thing and then fail a 3rd time at it and blame me because I suggested it originally.
Yeah, but it was like you have constantly told me how easy it is. And you've always shared your experience of like, got B12, got an IV, feel great, feel like $1 million.
Yeah.
And so then you're convincing me that maybe this time will be different. So I went yesterday, And apparently, because I haven't been there in so long, I had to do the entire intake process all over again.
Oh, Jesus.
Meet with some kind of an NP, and it really is like a weed doctor at this point.
Yeah, it
where they're
seems
like,
very fake.
They're like, anyway, you're going to talk to this person, just some person in a lab coat. And they're like, hey, how you feeling today? Okay, sign here. And it's very strange.
All these, it's a big LA thing, but like they have all these like quote like wellness centers, or it kind of looks like a doctor's office, but it's not really a doctor's office.
It kind of looks like a mix of a doctor's office and a chiropractor's office and a spa.
Yeah,
all together.
And I think whoever is closest to the lab coat gets to be quote doctor in the moment. Like I don't necessarily feel like any of them are actually medically trained.
No, there was a girl that I swear was like an influencer, and she was just like laughing and talking to some other girl while holding a bunch of syringes, and I was like, I don't think this is like legitimate. Like, why is she holding all these shots?
Yeah, that's important. I think most doctors like to look at Edward Scissorhands all their syringes when they walk around. That's a real move you see a lot.
So I walk in, I'm like, hey, I want a B12 shot, which, by the way, is the lowest thing on the menu.
That fits your character perfectly.
And there's a like member price and a walk-in price, and of course the walk-in price is way more expensive than if you were like a member there and you bought like packs of whatever. There's all these different things that you can buy, like a pack of services, and then it becomes cheaper. So they go, oh, yeah, well, what's going on? I'm like, well, I'm sick, and I just want to feel better. And they're like, well, if you want to feel better, what you really need is an IV. And I was like, well, I don't really have time for an IV, which is, I really don't want to pay for an IV.
Right. What's the IV price?
$200.
Oh, my God.
For an IV that's going to make me feel a whole lot better. So then I go, I don't really have time for an IV. Well, you could do an express IV
in Vegas,
where they give you half.
You can get those hangover express IVs in Vegas for like $40, sometimes life-changing.
How much is the express IV? $150. So I'm like, you're giving me half, but you're not charging me half.
Did you tell them all that?
No, I decided to say, no, thank you. I'll just take the B12 shot. Well, do you want to couple the shot with aminos and blah, 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 and all this other stuff? Because that's what'll really make you feel better. Hey, by the way, we also have a new cryo machine. Do you want to try that out? We also have another thing you can stand on and tell you how fat you are.
It's called scale.
You should have done that thing.
No, it's like a body scan thing where they tell you your BMI and all this stuff. They also have a treatment where they basically put you in a body bag full of oxygen, and then they zip you up and lock you in there for an hour.
Oh, man, I hope you did that.
No. The picture looked terrifying. They literally zip you inside of a bag full of oxygen.
Yeah.
And it's like some kind of hydro-oxygen therapy or some crap. And they were recommending that most people do it once or twice a day.
Twice a day?
What? Who has time to get locked in a body bag twice a day for oxygen, which, by the way, is free outside?
Yeah, but it's not pure. It's not good stuff. All this oxygen we're getting is all car exhaust and,
They also suggested
methane.
another thing where it's like a machine that they run over my body to get rid of skin dimples.
Yeah, you could use that.
And I was like, what are skin dimples?
Oh, man, that'd be a real battle. Double beeps colliding.
I mean, it was insane. So finally I had to just be like, you know what?
Don't they realize
I just want the B. Like, just recognize that I'm not that person.
Yeah.
Just say, give her the B12 shot and send her on her way. You're not going to get money out of this one.
Yeah, but you also kind of want to be pleasant enough, because if you are there for a shot, the person you're talking to is about to jab you with a needle. So at some point you do want to be like, you don't want to be a total bitch. You want to be like, oh, that's interesting. All right,
I think
maybe
they gave me a watered down one.
Why? Because you were being so cheap?
No, because I still feel sick. I still feel like crap. And I feel like because I didn't buy all the extra stuff, they're going to give me worse treatment. They were basically, the whole thing is set up so that you benefit if you go more often.
Well, that's a lot of places. I mean, think about it. You get a sandwich card. You buy more sandwiches, you get a free sandwich.
I know, but you should be able to go in there and buy a sandwich easily. This was such a long process for a B12 shot just because they have all their regulars. And the regular guy came in. He's like, hey, can I get an ice bath and a blah, blah, blah. And they let him go in before me, even though I had an appointment. I mean, it's like, it's all rigged.
Did you have to take your pants off for the shot? Because usually when I do a B12, they tell me they got to put it right in the glute.
I started rolling up my sleeve, and she said, no, I'm going to put it in your butt, which I felt like was not a super professional way to
That's how she said it?
Yes.
Oh, put it in your butt?
She said, stand up, I'm going to put it in your butt.
And then Allie realized she was going to Trader Joe's.
I think she was also picking tortilla chips out of her teeth because they had just come back from lunch.
Hey, that's a true medical professional right there.
And then but I just pulled the back of my pant down a little bit.
You just gave a little cheek?
Yeah.
You didn't
I mean,
pull
it's
the whole
basically the
pants
top of your ass. It's not really like your ass.
Mhm.
It would be really weird if it was like the bottom.
Did you hear her make any sort of like visceral gag of sounds when you did that or no?
She made the forklift noise,
Okay. Okay.
which was offensive, but still, I appreciated it.
Hey.
For comedy's sake.
And then Allie signed up for the package.
I did. Big old package.
Yeah, this woman gets me. Beep, beep, beep. Skin dimples, according to 213, equals cellulite. Someone said, get in that body bag. All you are idiots. B12 shot ain't going to get rid of your sickness at all.
Nope, it's not. Fell for it.
Yeah, well, there you have it. So here we are today. Sick, contagious, and full of dimples.
Yep.
It's KROQ.
Klein, Alley, Show! Mornings on KROQ!
106.7 KROQ.
Oh, hell yeah. Welcome to a brand new week. Did you wake up to that rumbler this morning? Another 3 something?
Dude, I've had like 10 in my area in the last week, so I don't even...
Plus the earthquakes, man.
Yeah.
These, but Omar, don't start talking.
There was one a couple days ago that was a 3, and we were just like, meh.
Give me a 5 or don't talk about it.
All right, well, I'm just letting you know these are happening now every single day. You don't have to set your alarm anymore. You just get woken up to that little rumble. Boom, there we
I know.
go.
It was happening so much in our area that I was actually, like, as I was going to bed, just going, is it happening now? I'm having, like, imaginary earthquake moments.
There was one, I was DJing a wedding in Malibu. There was one in Malibu, and I was there, and I didn't feel it. It was like a 3.5.
Yeah.
Bogus, dude. Who cares?
You know, it's interesting because I didn't feel I haven't felt an earthquake forever. And then finally one happened here on the show when we were live on the air and everyone got all excited. Oh, Klein popped his earthquake cherry, finally felt one. Now I feel like it opened something up in me. Now I'm feeling little tremors. I'm feeling ones from miles away.
Do you get scared, or do you get a thrill out of it?
I yell my pearls. Am I wrong? That's what I do. You know what you got to say. That's what everyone needs to yell now.
I think they really freak you out.
No, they don't freak me out. They don't. Even the big one, I'm sure that'll start to freak you. The only freaky part is when you go, is this going to get bigger and is this going to last longer? But I also would be terrified. I hung most of the TVs I have in my place. I hung myself, and I did not do a great job. Oh, yeah. And I didn't do a great job.
And you have so many TVs.
So many TVs on so
You're
many
not
walls.
handy whatsoever. What made you think you could do that?
In fact, one time a buddy said, I'll bring over my stud finder, and I said, don't need it. I said,
are you kidding me? Are you a knocker? Are you one of those knockers?
Yeah, I knocked. I just went like this.
Oh, my God.
And I don't know what I'm listening for, and I don't know what I'm feeling for, but I just went like, all right, that sounds
like a cantaloupe.
That sounds like a wall.
Yeah.
All right, that's right.
Every knock sounds exactly the same,
to
no
me,
matter where
right.
you're knocking.
But I've watched enough real men do that before that I figured I could pick it up. So I'd watch guys actually do the knock and be like, yep, that's where you want to hang it without a stud finder. So I was like, I could do that. How hard is that? Knock
Usually
it on the wall.
my method is screwing something in, and then if the screw immediately falls out, I'm like, that's not the right spot.
Well, see, it's funny. You use screws. I realized that if you use enough thumbtacks,
my God, Klein.
you can hang almost anything. And then now they've made it really stupid because you can buy all that stuff that's like double sticky. So I think one of my TVs is just stuck to the wall with double stickies.
Oh, my God, man.
So,
well, my wife picked up the earthquake putty.
Oh, she got the putty.
So, yeah,
What is
called,
that?
It's
I've
called
never heard
Quake
of that.
Paste or something. Apparently,
Quake
you're supposed
Paste.
to put it behind all of your pictures and everything that you have hung on the wall so that it can extra stick everything so that if it shakes, it's all going to be fine. It won't fall on your head.
Here's the good news. Today we're back in the KROQ studios in Los Angeles. I know that people were not thrilled that on Friday we didn't do a live show. Although on the bright side, I know you were, Omar. On the bright side, we did get a new song
I was
about
not
it.
feeling good yesterday.
Listen,
on Friday.
A combination of reasons. All of us have been fighting different ailments. I was on the other coast. Been a lot of extra long hours and long days, including one we have tomorrow with great Chris Martin of Coldplay. So, listen, we're not lazy. We don't try to phone it in ever. It's one of the many differences between this show and let's just call it Seacrest or any of the other shows out there. But this song did come in as a result of us not being live Friday.
Flashback Fridays, I say ass. Sorry, listeners, medium show.
Thank you.
Woke up on Friday, Klein Alley, no show.
Okay.
No show.
Thank you. Great song. You're very talented. I mean, it's unbelievable. I mean, everyone's complaining about
We
it.
did, guys. No new show on Friday? What's going on? It's because Klein Dorilla isn't there? I'm cool with the Alley solo show. Give me more Allie. Less Klein is always better anyways. I'm bummed out, guys. Come on. You guys ruined my entire week with that.
Ruined that guy's entire week because of that? I mean, it's like
his entire week. It was just the last day of the week.
one day, and people are just angry about. I don't even know if this. I hope this one has been. Jake, did you edit these swear words in this one or no?
How long is it?
14 seconds.
Yeah, I edited it.
Hey, fine, Allie. Those bitches out here against my girl. They're thinking about y'all. Better come back. Hopefully they get fired. Once again, y'all.
Thank you.
Love y'all.
That's an F y'all followed by a love y'all.
The only thing I could make out in that whole thing was F y'all. Which I guess is what I was meant to hear.
It sounded like a Latin party going on there, right? Was that a Latino party, Vanessa? Sounds like one.
It sounded like it.
Yeah. We got a decent show planned for you today. Disneyland tickets and a lot
Vanessa,
more.
you okay?
Klein Alley Show.
Johnny doesn't know in just a moment if you'd like to play with us. 800-520-1067 to join the show. Before we get to that, though, a lot of people giving me thoughts on where they believe the wallet is, people dealing with similar things. I also lost my wallet yesterday, a lot of people say. 562 said, Klein is like that little kid that the teacher has to safety clip the notes so they don't lose them. I'm like that person now. I don't want to be that person.
So cute.
Be the person that gets
Were you
the
that person?
little note safety pin to myself and like stapled. Didn't some
The
teacher
safety
get,
pin of shame.
I thought some teacher got fired because they stapled something to a kid one time, and they were like, "We had to." The kid never brought the things home. I feel like I did get some stuff taped to me when I was a kid. Go ahead, you're on KROQ. What's up?
I was just calling regarding the wallet thing.
Oh, did you find my wallet?
No, I was just going to say that every time that I've ever lost anything, as soon as I start blaming somebody is when I find it. So I just kind of keep that modem going, or that momentum going, or however you say it. Sorry.
Momentum.
Momentum.
There it
I think
is.
that's the comedian that's coming in next week.
That's right, Sebastian Momentum. Hey,
and it works. It's worked every single time.
All right.
Wow. Klein, then you should have found your wallet by now.
I got to blame. I've already blamed a lot of people, and I haven't found it yet. So
have.
I'll keep blaming. Eventually, I'll be right, or else I'll never see it again. Regardless, if you find a bunch of my credit cards, they're pretty much already maxed out. So good luck. Good luck buying things.
A lot of people have suggested the easiest solution, which is getting an AirTag for your wallet.
Omar gave me those, and they're on my desk. But I will eventually use them.
You have AirTags on your children. You might as well have one on your wallet.
Yes, that's true. I've already lost.
You've already lost them,
Yeah,
too.
the bracelets fell off. 800-520-1067. Let's get into it. It's time for Johnny Doesn't Know.
Johnny doesn't know.
Is this real?
Oh, Johnny doesn't know.
You can't use like
Johnny doesn't know. Johnny doesn't know.
your groin. Let's say groin.
Johnny doesn't know.
Like if I do like a thrust shot right to the genitals, like off the backboard.
No idea what he's talking about there.
What is that?
No one knows what you mean, dude.
What did I say? Off the backboard.
No one
Genitals
knows.
off the backboard.
Genitals
Wow.
off the backboard. Johnny Doesn't Know here at KROQ every day, every Friday, an opportunity for you to try to figure out if Johnny will know the most basic stuff, especially as it pertains to things going on in the world or in his own personal life. And this is very exciting because Johnny will be attending for the first time ever in his entire life a wedding. Never been to a wedding before. He's wearing a suit right now, even though the wedding is not until tomorrow. He doesn't know what time it is, which makes us think he's not actually invited.
I'm invited to this wedding. It's a family thing. Of course I'm invited.
Yeah, but you don't know when it starts.
Yeah, but to be fair, though, in Hispanic culture, we always show up late to a lot of things.
By the
We're never
way,
on time.
it is
Omar, did it offend you that he's
Omar's not
constantly
like
using
me.
these
He's not like us.
generalizations?
By the way, there's been so many people that are saying, I am Mexican.
No,
I am, and nothing Johnny says applies to us or
No.
my family.
We show up late to a lot of things. You tell us 3, we'll be there by like 4:30, maybe 5.
I hate to defend Johnny, but Latinos are late. And I hate that, actually.
I'm telling the white people this, man. Come on.
Would you be offended if I called you Latinos?
Yeah, no, I'm not
Yes,
offended.
I would.
I would. We got a snowflake over there.
All right,
Don't worry.
let's get to it. Johnny doesn't know weddings. These are all basic trivia questions. I wouldn't even say trivia. It's just like common knowledge about weddings.
No, it's going to be trivia. It's going to be tough.
And all you got to do is predict whether or not Johnny will know. Up for grabs, tickets for you to go to the OC Fair and see Trevor Noah. Everyone who gets theirs right, Allie will write your name down, and we'll go ahead and pick a winner at the end. Let's start in Culver City and say hi to Ken. Ken, good morning. How goes it?
It goes pretty well.
All right, let's see if it can go better for you. This first question for Johnny is as follows. What traditionally is thrown at a couple as they exit as husband and wife? What traditionally is thrown at a couple as they exit as husband and wife Will Johnny know, yes or no?
I'm going to have to say yes. He'll know this.
I don't know. I mean, unless it was covered in SpongeBob or something, I feel like there's a slim chance. Johnny, he says you will know. What traditionally is thrown at the couple as they exit as husband and wife?
I know this because it's rice, but in this case, we're going to throw beans, and I'm going to throw black beans so I can see which one are mine.
What?
Is that a joke?
It's not.
What a dork.
You were right about that.
Are you going to say this is a Mexican thing?
You know what?
To throw beans?
Were you going for comp? I can't tell.
We could go for the next question. We can go to the next question.
Oh, my God.
The next one. Go ahead.
That's trying to be funny.
Wow.
That's not trying to be funny.
Well,
I'm straight up. I know it's rice. You throw rice at the bride and groom when they come down the little step thingy after the wedding.
All right, you got it right then. Good for you. You got the first one right. And he said you'd get it right. So a point for Ken. We go to Sarah now. Hacienda Heights. Johnny doesn't know weddings. He's going to his first wedding ever tomorrow. Here's your next question. Once a couple is married, they are officially known as this 3-syllable word. Will Johnny know, yes or no, Sarah?
No, he won't know.
Okay. Johnny, once a couple is married, they're officially known as this 3-syllable word.
Bride and groom.
That's 3 words.
Bride and groom.
That's not 1 word.
What's the...
He said 3-syllable word.
It's 1 word.
And syllables, you like clap it out. I remember doing that. But
yeah, you got to clap it out.
You remember doing that when? At the no weddings you went to?
At the no, like in second or kindergarten when they're teaching you like about syllables and they're just like syllables.
I see.
1, 2.
Right. Got it. Okay.
That'll help with the next Johnny Doesn't Know intro. Syllables.
So they once they are married, they are known as this 3-syllable word.
Man and I don't know, man and woman.
That's still 3 words.
You're still saying more than 1 word.
I don't know. Like
this
I
is
obviously
1 word.
don't know.
1 word, 3 syllables.
Couple. I don't know. I don't know. What's the answer?
Do you know any 3-syllable words?
Yes.
Which one?
None that pertain to this. I can't think right now. But
think of it. Give me a 3-syllable word.
Anthony.
Okay.
What?
Okay, there you go.
Yeah. Sarah, you said
still have to clap.
You said he wouldn't know, and he did not know. Newlyweds.
Give him the first letter.
Newlyweds.
Oh, newlyweds. What
Sorry,
the hell?
Wait. Newlyweds.
There you go.
Newlyweds.
You got
That
it?
is 1 word.
3 syllables.
That
It
is
1
3
word,
syllables.
yes.
That's 1 word. All right. Sarah also got hers right because she said you wouldn't know and you didn't know. Man, idiot. All right. Let's say hi to...
I should have used that one, actually.
Let's say hi to Marcus right now in Los Angeles, California. What a place to be. Marcus, good morning.
Morning.
Johnny doesn't know weddings. If a couple is going to consummate their marriage, what are they doing? Will Johnny know? Yes or no?
No, for sure no.
For sure, no. Johnny,
You're right.
couple's going to consummate their marriage.
More
What
3-syllable words.
What are they doing?
That sounds a little explicit. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. They're going to consummate their marriage? Like, sully it? They're going to make it dirty or bad or something?
Whoa.
Like, isn't that a thing?
Well, I don't know what you're saying still, so I can't answer.
Do they make it, like, it's not like a traditional, like, man-woman marriage? Maybe it's like a different kind of marriage?
Oh, so
Why
it's
is
like,
that dirty?
Why are you looking at me when you say dirty marriage?
Not like that.
You say, Allie?
No.
If they're going to consummate their marriage, what are they doing?
I don't know.
You're saying it's like when a guy marries a sheep? Is that what you're saying?
something weird, like, not weird, but like something like...
What do you throw then?
Something out of the norm or something like that.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
So not a
Not a traditional wedding, but kind of like an off-brand, kind of like unique kind of wedding.
Unique
You know?
wedding. Like,
Yeah.
You're saying in what way? Give me an example of a unique wedding.
You went from sully and dirty to unique.
Because that's a nice way to use it.
Are you trying to say gay? You can say it.
Gay, not gay.
What are you
Not
trying
gay.
to say?
Why'd
What
you
are
do
you
that
saying?
with your hands?
I don't know, because like I don't know how to really express
Consummate.
it.
Hey, it's time to consummate our marriage. What are we doing?
We're married now. Let's consummate.
Let's consummate it.
It's time to let's go celebrate. Let's go
Celebrate.
Let's go
Consummate
celebrate.
is another way to say celebrate. Is that what you believe?
Let's go, honeymoon or something like
All right,
that.
Marcus, you're right. He didn't know. Consummate just means they're going to have sex. It's the first time
really?
they have sex after they're officially husband and wife.
You know, some people wait till marriage to actually do that.
I
Yes.
didn't know that.
That's so wild to
I
me.
know.
I know. it is.
Jesus Christ.
So that used to be a big deal. That's why people used to get married, because it was the go-ahead to start banging. But now,
It was like we've met a few weeks later. We got to get married so we
Right.
can, move forward.
all right, moving on. He got his. Everyone's getting theirs right. They're predicting you won't know, and you don't know a lot. That's true. Imagine how smart you're going to be when you go to your wedding tomorrow and you're able to drop all these
You're
terms.
going to clap all the new knowledge you have.
Are you guys ready to consummate? Let's go. All right, Ivan, let's give you a shot at it now. It's Johnny Doesn't Know. Weddings. Wedding season is full. We're in the middle of it right now. I would imagine. Oh, are you DJing any weddings this weekend?
This weekend, no, you know what? I think I have this weekend off.
Wow.
Yeah, I do.
You should do Johnny's
Yeah,
for
you
tomorrow.
should go to Johnny's.
Where's it at?
What is the female equivalent of the best man called? Will Johnny know what the female equivalent of the best man is called? Ivan, will he know this?
This has to be the easiest question. I'm going to go yes.
All right, Johnny, what is the female equivalent of the best man called?
The best woman. It's got to be the best woman, best lady.
The best.
Duh.
Are you trying to be funny, or is that your
Why
real
do you
answer?
think I'm trying to be funny? When have I ever tried to be
Well,
funny
you made
for this
that
damn
dumb, you
segment?
made that dumb bean joke like 5 minutes ago.
It's still, look, they're
Even
still
you
laughing
wanted
at
to
it.
move on from that.
Yeah. I mean, please answer this seriously. This guy says you should know this
Klein,
because it's easy.
best man. What's the opposite of man? Woman. I'm losing it right now. It's woman. Best woman.
You're
best
killing me,
lady.
Johnny.
Best
sorry,
whatever.
Ivan, sorry. Ivan had faith in you, and he's wrong.
What is what is it if it's not best woman?
Made of
wedding? I don't know.
Made of
Wedding.
Made of the group. Made of the bride.
Made of
Aha. What is? Are you trying to be funny? What's the
no,
joke?
I am not. Made of
on her. Made of honor?
There
made
you
of
go. There you go, Johnny.
honor of what?
Okay.
I actually don't know.
Yeah.
Honor
what
of
is
what?
that?
We give you one final question. I think this actually, the next one is truly the easiest question. Adrian, we give you a shot now, and we got to wrap it up after this. A lot of people have predicted correctly. Ken got his right. Sarah got hers right. Marcus got his right. Only someone's going to leave here with one pair of tickets to the OC Fair and tickets to go see Trevor Noah.
This is tough.
Let's see if Johnny can finish this lyric. Here comes the bride. Will he be able to finish the lyric of the very popular song, Here Comes the Bride? He's going to his first wedding ever tomorrow. Adrian, will he get the next line of that song correct, yes or no?
I say no.
Yeah, that's at this point. I think that's the safe bet.
All right.
Here comes the bride. Johnny.
Here
No,
comes. They sing it again.
No.
Here comes the bride.
Then the next line.
With collar beans.
Elmer knows it. Johnny, come on. Here comes the bride. All.
Hail the queen.
There it is. All right.
I love it.
That's good stuff. All right, Allie, who's getting the tickets to the OC Fair?
Congrats, Marcus.
Hey,
You're in.
Marcus, my man. Hold on one second, all right? Johnny's idiocy scored you some OC Fair tickets. Hang tight. We'll get your info next. KROQ.
Klein Alley. Klein Alley Show.
KROQ, the world famous KROQ. KROQ.
Oh, thanks a lot, Hosier. Greatly appreciate that support. Let's get into it. There's a relationship that is on the phone right now, and they are not seeing eye to eye on a topic that I think is perhaps the most relatable argument that any couple could ever get into. You will determine who's right, who's wrong in this always exciting edition of Petty Claims Court.
In the legal system, cases are tried from Supreme Courts to small claims court. But what about stuff that's too small for small claims court? This is Petty Claims Court.
You think you're just driving to work right now or maybe waking up, but in a moment you will be turned into a jury of peers. The first 100 jurors to text in at 800-520-1067 will determine who's right and who's wrong, and everyone knows that's why we fight in relationships, so that someone can prove that they were right. It's the most important part.
It's not true at all.
I've been to enough couples therapy to know that
No, you
scorekeeping is the key to proving who wins the relationship.
Any good couples therapist would never say that.
Hey, Omar and I agree on this one.
That's true.
Point
Allie,
for both of you.
You're a loser. Let's say hi to Maria. She has brought her boyfriend to Petty Claims Court today. Hey, Maria, first of all, good morning. Welcome to KROQ.
Hi, Hi, good morning.
Thank you for allowing us to tackle this case, something that has been bothering you. And to be at this point only 1 year into a relationship seems early. Doesn't make me feel like there's a lot of,
Hope.
a lot of hope for you guys as a couple. But what is the issue that you'd like to us to deal with your boyfriend?
Yeah, okay. So there aren't any other issues, so I want to say we're doing good, but this really bothers me. So he has this thing where he's really time blind and really unconscious of how long it's going to take to get places. So very often he will do this thing to me where he'll text me that he is on his way.
Hold on 1 second. Hold on. Go ahead. I was trying to get him on the line as well. Hold on. We'll get him on in a second. Go
Klein's
ahead.
not paying attention.
I tuned out already. What?
Go ahead.
So he will say he's on his way.
Yeah, so he will text me that he's on his way. I will be rushing to get ready so that I can make sure I'm ready on time and standing at the door when he's outside. And I have his location, so what he will do is he will text me on my way, and I will go about my day running around. I will check his location 15, 20 minutes later, and this man is still sitting at home. No updates, no nothing.
Before we bring him on to defend himself,
Please know that you're talking to a skewed jury.
I do a similar thing.
You don't do a similar thing. You do the exact same thing.
Yes, exact same thing. Because
But worse.
When I say on my way, I'm implying that I am no longer like on the couch watching a show. I'm on my way towards the process of being on my way.
I have seen you text your wife on my way while sitting your ass right in that chair over there.
Yes, because on my way is like a concept, Allie.
No, on my way should mean I'm literally in the car on my way to you.
No, sometimes you're mentally on your way. Like, for instance, if,
then you don't say mentally on my way, do you?
Last week of school, or like when you got a vacation coming up and you're already like...
On your way?
On your way, but you haven't actually gone to the airport yet, right? You know what I'm saying?
No!
Yes.
When you're on your way, you need to be on your way. And I will say I've been guilty of doing something similar but I've also changed it to I'm leaving in a few minutes just to give myself a buffer. But still, I'm not great with time management, but you do have to, you can't leave people waiting outside for you. That's just rude.
Let's bring Angel on. This is the boyfriend. Angel, thanks for being on Petty Claims Court. Maria has accused you of being time blind and as a result using the I'm on my way oftentimes when that is a complete lie. Is that true or false?
I say that for her to, because there has been times when I pull up to her house and she's still not ready.
I get it.
So now I've been saying that I'm on my way, and I do take 10 minutes for her to get ready. The drive is more than 20 minutes, and sometimes she's still not ready.
Okay, now she claims that there have been multiple times where you have said on my way, and she will check your location, and it shows you haven't moved at all.
Okay, so I have a driveway. It's a long driveway, and I have to move.
That's the greatest. I got to use that immediately.
Sorry, my driveway is really long. It just takes me a while to get out of it.
I have those driveways where they're where you could have multiple cars next to each other. I have to move different cars to take out my car.
I see. So it takes you a really long time to be on your way.
I can't wait to use the long driveway excuse. I'm going to crush that.
And I have to move the other cars.
Right. So I see what you're saying.
What do you do for a living? You have the long driveway and 6 other cars you got to move?
You guys running an illegal valet at his house? That's you live with your parents still. Well, that should be a bigger issue here. But let's get to Angel. So you say on my way, but you never say that because I have been accused. I won't admit this to my wife, but I'll tell you right now in this court of law. Sometimes on my way is I'm going to put my first shoe on. Do you ever use it as long as you started the process, that counts?
I say it when I'm about to get up from my bed.
But I want to talk to Maria about whether or not it's true that she lingers to get out of the house, because if he is adjusting his I'm on my way schedule to accommodate her getting ready schedule, then that is a factor that we need to consider.
Okay.
Maria?
I don't think that's true at all, because when I go to his house, I will text him and sit outside his house for 5 minutes waiting for him to come out. Whereas when he drives to my house, I'm standing by the door literally waiting for him to show up.
Oh.
Yes, I am. And oftentimes, we'll do my makeup in the car if I am not ready on time, just to make sure he is not waiting on me.
Oh, that's
Damn.
easy.
I'll do my makeup in the
that's
car.
why I say to her. And then I'm on my way.
How long from on my way to being there do you think it is, Maria, when it comes to Angel arriving at your house?
Well, it's like a 30-minute drive, so if you account for the other 20 on my way minutes, it takes him about an hour.
Yeah. And I will say, the whole idea of people who are bad with time management don't account for any obstacles.
Right.
So you leave, if you think it's going to take 20 minutes, you just say it's 20 minutes, and you kind of just do, I could probably make it in 15 if I do this and that. If there's an accident, if there's traffic, if there's any kind of deterrent, you are completely screwed.
If I encounter one red light or stop sign, my entire system is thrown off. Because
exactly. You leave not 1 minute.
I don't leave a minute for anything.
For any incidentals.
So, quickly, though, I want to get back to Angel's defense, which is he is adjusting his on my way based on Maria's getting ready, because I know that a lot of people, and I don't want to get all gender specific here, but let's just be honest, more often than not, in most households, at least in a heteronormative relationship, whenever anyone's going anywhere, the guy is waiting and the woman is trying on outfit after outfit after outfit, and when you say we have dinner, we have a 8:30 dinner reservation, she could still be trying on stuff at 8:40, even though you've been very clear. So even you guys, Allie, behind the scenes here, have said to me when I've been bitching about my wife, you said you got to tell her the thing is like a half an hour before it actually is.
Well, that's what Omar does.
Right. Omar does that. And it's worked out well. Like Omar will tell his wife
Absolutely, 100%.
that our dinner's at 6, even though it's not till 6:30, and still they'll sometimes be late, but he's accommodated. He's done the relationship math. I think Angel is attempting to do relationship math based on you, Maria, but he's apparently not very good at math.
Right.
So that's the problem we have now.
Mm-hmm. Well, 714 said you just need to change it to I'm on my driveway.
Oh, I'm on my driveway. Now, that's interesting. That's a good argument.
Then that's accurate.
Then he's telling the truth. All right, well, listen, in a moment, this will turn into a jury. The jury will determine who's right, who's wrong. Maria has accused Angel of being time blind, but more importantly, using I'm on my way under false pretenses. She's checked the location. Angel says he has to do it because if not, she will never be ready. She claims most of the time it's her standing in front of the house going, I thought you were on your way 20 minutes ago. You haven't even left yet. 10 seconds closing arguments. You each get it, and then the jury will decide who's right, who's wrong before the ruling of this court. Maria, you have 10 seconds first. Go ahead.
Yeah, okay. I just feel that if I have his location, he shouldn't be lying to me about it.
Yep.
And even if he gets held back, he should just update me at least, because I'll sit there with no update, reading that on my way and no location change at all.
Mm-hmm.
Angel, 10 seconds, closing arguments before the jury decides. What do you got?
No comment.
Oh, man.
All right, no defense
All
is
right.
the best defense.
I like that right there. The guy does not want to do anything to,
The witness will not take the stand.
We'll come back. Ruling next.
Klein Alley Show.
KROQ, the world famous KROQ. KROQ.
KROQ Klein Alley Show about to get to the exciting verdict. I thought I was excited about the big finale of Presumed Innocence, but this verdict's pretty exciting here today as well. Petty Claims Court. My wife texted me during that, and she wrote guilty, and I'm talking about you. So she is already on the side of, I would imagine, Maria and not Angel, because I also abused the on my way, but as I've said earlier, my defense is on my way is a state of mind as opposed to actually being in your car and on the way.
818 said, Angel is guilty, but I will say the traffic driveway excuse is probably the best defense in the history of petty claims court.
I think it is, and we've had some great defenses people have used, but Angel, I do believe, just like people will still talk about Roe v. Wade, I think the Angel v. driveway conversation will get brought up in future historical cases, and thank you for bringing that to our airwaves today, Angel.
You're welcome.
Before I reveal the verdict from the text line, 323 had a question. What about moving in together? Is that something that you've considered to alleviate this problem?
Well, we do plan on moving in together by the beginning of next year or the end of this year, but...
And I'll say 323, Klein lives with his wife, and this is still a problem.
Yeah, it
doesn't really solve anything. The problem
anything.
just moves to a different part of your life.
Right. You'll need there'll be other things you need to be on your way to, be it kid stuff or, anniversary dinners, whatever. All right, let's get to it. The jury has voted we got 100 pretty quickly, and then it's been probably well over 1,000 votes now. But let's go ahead and give you the exciting conclusion. Once again, if you're joining us, Maria has accused Angel, her boyfriend, of saying "on my way." He's not on his way. He claims that he has to adjust his "on my way" based on her ability to get ready. She says that she's the one waiting. I don't know. This happens in a lot of relationships. The amount of people that said, this happens with me every time, just get used to it. There's no solution.
Yeah, 949 said, this is typical girlfriend-boyfriend banter to me. So as a guy, I'm taking his side, and I'm just going to say she's being dramatic.
Allie, read some of the finest of the, because there was quite a few arguments made on behalf of both people, and also some heated defenses from Maria and some heated accusations against Angel, but also people that said, look, I'm a woman, and I still got to back up Angel on this one.
I'll start with the thoughtful response from 909, who said, why does she need a response if she has this Foolio on GPS? You know where he be, foo.
So that's a great argument as well.
Wow, what a poet.
Beautifully said.
Let's see. 575, that's an interesting area code. I'm in favor of Angel. Even after he calculated the on my way time, it still takes him almost an hour, and she's not ready and has to put makeup on in the car. That is not being on time, and that is not being on the way. 310, Angel needs to set a location notification when he's 10 minutes away from her. I didn't even know you could do that. But people on Angel's side say just block your location so that she's always wondering and she doesn't know that you haven't left yet. But 951 said it best. I'm Team Angel. Stragglers get left behind to fend for themselves.
All right, we've added up the votes. Allie, who is the winner in this petty claims court? Keep in mind, it's Maria that brought Angel to us.
Yeah, unfortunately for Angel, Maria, you have won this edition of Petty Claims Court. I see the makeup defense from Angel as well, and a lot of people know that and say that it's very frustrating when people aren't ready, but if it's taking him over an hour, it seems excessive.
Maria, congratulations. You've won this. You were right and he was wrong, which I'm sure you probably would have said regardless of what the outcome was of the case. The ruling is as finals, and
finals.
The ruling is final. Excuse me, I'm trying to sound fancy for court.
It is as finals.
So here's the deal, Angel.
Gavel, gavel, gavel.
Moving forward, Angel, this is not going to be fun for you, and I'm going to attempt to use this myself, because this is probably one of my wife's biggest complaints about me as well.
I would say for me about you as well.
Yeah, I'll still do it for you. I'm not changing it for you, Al. I'll change it for my wife.
All right.
You can only say on my way when you are within 30 minutes of actually being on your way.
Okay.
That's such a large window. Within 30 minutes?
Keeps it nice and vague. You got to be in the mental mindset. Also, I think you need to move to a place with an even longer driveway to buy you even more time for your excuse.
I've been looking around, yeah.
Vanessa told me off the air that Angel was a listener of this show and actually got Maria into this show. She was not listening, and Angel said, you got to check out these foods, and now Maria's listening as well. Is that true, Maria?
That is true.
So Angel did bring you this radio show every day, and now you are a regular listener.
Yes.
So I think we've got to go ahead and call this a mistrial and throw this whole thing out, Allie.
Dude, yeah. How's that evidence was left out of the trial? It's not fair.
I just got that after the fact. I mean, it really doesn't play into this case at all, but it kind of does make
It relates.
It does relate in our weird world, and I feel like, Angel, because you brought a new listener to this radio show, which is the most important thing anyone can do on planet Earth, we've got to go ahead and flip the ruling here and say you win and Maria loses.
What?
Nice.
All right.
You know what, though? We would have longer listening time if he actually showed up on time.
Whoa! Okay, back to Maria.
Maria, you've won again. You've won again.
And that is finals.
That's finals. We'll take a quick break. We're back with more show, believe it or not, next. Thanks for joining us, guys.
Klein Alley Show.
KROQ Klein Alley Show. We, in just a moment, going to meet two people that are feuding over something seems very petty, but they've turned to petty claims court to help us solve it. And apparently they are not dating couple. It is siblings that are battling it out in this edition of Petty Claims Court over something that is, an argument that would never be looked at small claims court. It's too small. But here we will spend plenty of time talking about it and let you turn into a jury of their peers. Meanwhile, the voting has been hot and heavy for worst joke and the bad joke off. And there's a lot of arguments all over the place as to whose joke was truly the worst.
Yeah.
And I don't want to get into, if you're going to look at the popular vote, I guess you would argue that Tagoo won.
Oh, yeah.
But
there are some people that want to hear it for a third time just so they can solidify their vote. But 323 voted for my joke. Allison's housewarming party couldn't tell it was a joke at all, which is why it was terrible. Meanwhile, 323 said Mama Jama for the win.
Yep.
And other people suggesting other jokes, alternative jokes for Jake. Jake, are you working hard or hardly working? Jake, don't drink and drive. Drive and drink.
Oh, yeah.
It's a good T-shirt.
All available on the Venice Boardwalk.
626.
Every one of Jake's jokes is available on a T-shirt right now at the Venice Boardwalk.
626 said, hi, I'm 28. I've never heard of Jake's joke before and wish I never had.
Yeah, well, welcome to the world of comedy. Woo! That's Jake for you. He's a professional stand-up comedian. All right, let's meet this pair of siblings, Neil and Nicole.
I can't wait because I feel like sibling fights are the most petty of all.
Especially adult sibling fights. Kid sibling fights are super petty because it's like, oh, that French fry's bigger than my French fry. Let's
yeah, but
wrestle.
then it's like you never grow up.
Right, and that's the beautiful thing about it. When you start petty, you continue the pettiness. Let's get into it. It's officially time for Petty Claim.
This makes total sense to me.
What are you talking about? It's insanity. It's complete
First of
insanity.
all, you have to appreciate the fact that she wants to try many different pastries.
Yeah, that
I don't like
get.
just picking one thing and then you're stuck with it.
Yeah, but
if there's something else that looks delicious, why not try little pieces of everything that you have in front of you?
Well, let me ask an interesting follow-up that also I saw on the text line, Neil. If Nicole is going to go for another bite, let's say, would she start a fresh one? Because this is what really aggravates me. If she were to say later, I want more of that croissant, would she go back and continue to work on the one that she's already started nibbling on? Or would she start a fresh one and do her same routine again and also then ruin a secondary good one?
No, she would totally. She has absolutely no codes, no rules. She would totally go in and bite another one, put it back, and just kind of destroy the whole pastry box.
Do you agree with that, Nicole?
So I wouldn't use the word destroy. I definitely wouldn't destroy the pastry bar. I do take very strategic cuts of pastries.
Right.
But, like, for a croissant, for example, like, I don't know if the croissant is filled or if it's just a plain croissant. So I feel like, yeah, the argument is valid that maybe if it looks the same, I'll still take a chunk out of a different one. Because, like, what if one is filled with, like, jam and the other one is filled with, like, chocolate? I don't want to,
I mean, she speaks very eloquently to defend herself, but I've heard enough. I don't even need this case to continue.
She's totally right.
The jury will decide. Just by listening, you'll have a chance to vote. And if you live with someone like Allie, you know our obsession with chomps. You know, we love the chomps.
I'm a champion.
Oh boy, the bad joke off is back, folks.
No, that's the hashtag on their wrappers. Don't you know that?
My wife's also into the chomps now, but what she will like to do, she loves opening a fresh chomp and taking a few bites, and then she will put the thing back.
So your kids and her are doing that?
They're all doing it. And then I will go in there.
Can no one handle a full chomp?
And
it's not tough.
But then later in the day, she'll go and she'll say, I feel like a few more chomps, but no one wants one that's been open sitting there for a few hours, so she does the same thing with a new chomp.
That's not right.
Yeah, right.
See, the thing is, she is putting it back in its proper container, and she is slicing. She's not chomping or biting. She, in her defense, is saying that she is slicing it off, and I do that too. I will slice a muffin. I will slice a cupcake.
But no one wants...
I'll even take a few bites of a piece of pizza and throw it back in the fridge.
No one wants to walk up next and get a half-eaten, even if it was sliced or diced or whatever.
But if you don't want the whole thing, what are you supposed to do? You're not just going to throw it in the garbage. You don't want to waste the food.
Then she should eat the whole thing.
I don't want a whole bagel. I don't want a whole donut. I just want a little halfy.
Yeah, I can't.
And make pastries smaller and bite-sized for me and Nicole, right?
That's idiotic. That's idiotic. Hold on one second. There's a lot of people on the phone that want to chime in on this case. We'll get to closing arguments in a moment. The voting can officially begin. Bobby, go ahead. What are your thoughts so far? You've heard from Neil. You've heard from Nicole.
Yeah, terrible. Nicole's trash. You need to lock the door and not let that girl in the house anymore. She's grown up. She's got her own place. Get your own pastries.
All right, this is a heated people. Nicole, I'm sorry you have to hear such vulgar language, but this is just the way people feel right now. Andy on KROQ, good morning.
Hey, so at our salon, this happens a lot. When anyone brings donuts or pastries in, all the women will take little pieces of different ones, and the one male that works at our salon always gets upset at us.
Yeah, he's right.
So I think she's right. No, I mean, you want different tastes of different flavors. You don't just want a whole pastry, and then you're done.
I bring home Randy's donuts sometimes, the chocolate rays. Sometimes I go into the box, I see 6 bottoms of chocolate raised donuts. The entire top part, all the chocolate part, the raised part is gone.
That's the best part.
Yeah, I know. And my wife will say, yeah, I didn't want the whole donut, but I wanted that part. And now I've got a bunch of bare-ass, chocolateless donut asses sitting in the box.
The other thing is you're giving yourself only one eating session by eating the whole thing right away. If you eat small bits throughout the day, you get the experience of eating a donut or a pastry throughout the day. You get the joy of it multiple times. Right, Nicole? Nicole.
Hi, sorry, you guys cut out. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we're okay. Allie's trying to defend you, I think. But I just want to, before
She's even cutting out of this conversation.
I get it. She only wants a little piece of it. She doesn't want the whole conversation. I don't blame her. It's too much. So let me ask you, final 10 seconds closing arguments, then we'll officially open up the text line. There's no shortage of thoughts pouring through right now, but we will turn this into an official vote. First 100 will determine who's right, who's wrong. Neil is accusing his sister, Nicole, of sabotaging the sanctity of perfectly good pastries by going in and just taking multiple little pieces of multiple pastries as opposed to just eating one and being like, that's yours and done with it. She says, look, I don't want the whole thing. I want to try. I want to spread the love around a few different ones. And I don't bite into it like a monster. I use a knife.
323 wants to ask you, Nicole, are you the same person who will take one bite out of a box of chocolates and just decide whether you want the whole candy or not?
So I do that, but I do the same thing. I cut it like with a knife. Mm-hmm. Because I have to know, especially for chocolate, I just have to know what the filling is. Because some combinations are just not it for me, and I don't want to waste my piece of chocolate on something I don't like.
I agree.
Listen, you're making a good point. Neil, 10 seconds closing arguments, and then we'll get to this vote. And there are heated thoughts all over the place here. Go ahead.
Yeah, so, I mean, pretty basic. I think it's a health hazard for starters. Secondly, it makes the pastry very visually unappealing. And then lastly, it can take an emotional toll to crave like a donut all day. And then, you go home and there's like a giant bite taken out of it.
Yeah, okay. I'm with Neil. Nicole, we'll give you 10 seconds closing arguments before the official vote can begin. Go ahead.
Yeah, I feel like I'm just using a knife here, so I'm just being very respectful of everybody's potential phobias over here. But other than that, if they still have an issue with it, that sounds like a them problem and not a me problem.
Okay. All right. David, listen, we're going to get to the vote now. 10 seconds over. David, go ahead. We'll give you some thoughts as we go into the song, and then we'll come back with the official verdict in Petty Claims Court. What do you think?
Yeah, it's completely selfish. I want a full pastry. You can't be taking different cuts of pastries. It's ridiculous.
It sounds like she's being considerate.
No, but she's not being
By
considerate
leaving
to the
clean pieces for
But
other
she's
people.
not being considerate to the person that wants a whole pastry. See, she's being considerate to herself because she
There
doesn't
are
want the whole
other
pastry.
pastries.
Mark,
Yes, sir.
go ahead. Your thoughts.
Yeah, I think Nicole sounds selfish. She should go to jail.
Okay.
Jesus.
We will come back with the official verdict next. You have exactly 3 minutes to get your votes in. 800-520-1067. You voting for Neil? He put in the claim, or you voting for his sister, Nicole, who admitted that she does this, but she does it in a respectful way. The official verdict and your thoughts next, KROQ.
Klein Alley, Klein Alley Show.
KROQ, the world famous KROQ.
KROQ Klein Alley Show. It's a month of superstitions. You got Halloween, you got postseason baseball, you got Dodgers game today. So now's the time when us regular people that don't necessarily have the athletic abilities to turn pro can use whatever weird superstitions we have to try to feel like we're making some sort of an impact. And there's so many different types of superstitions you can have for so many different things that go on in your life. Need a little bit of luck going into a job interview, going on a date. As we said earlier, about to get on a plane. People got their things, wanted to find out what they are. And if they work for you, maybe they'll work for others. We got a lot of people on the phones. We'll take these calls in a second.
Well, also on the text line, this is superstitions that you've created for yourself, but also that you force upon other people. We ended up kicking a friend out of our group because he was a mush, and every time he would go to the games with us, the team would lose.
Yeah.
So we had to kick him out of the friend group, and this poor guy now doesn't have friends because he's a mush, and he has no control over that.
When you used to have to wait in line, I guess it still happens at some places, but when we would try to go out to clubs, like at night, and it was always hard if you're a group of guys to get into a club. If you didn't want to buy a bunch of bottles, it was like an annoying process because there's like 6 guys. And let's be honest, no one wants guys in a club.
No, I agree with you.
But we would eventually, figure out ways to get in. But we had one friend, and he happened to be a lot taller than everyone else too. But whenever he was there, he just had this energy about him. If we went to a club and we had that guy with us, we just were not getting in.
Really?
Just no chance we were getting in. And so we'd have to do things where we're like, yeah, we're going to meet there around 10. And then we'd have to all get there at 9 and try to get in. And then we'd be like, yeah, we're in, dude. Good, come on.
Oh, no.
Because that's how it was. But it was one of those things where it just became a self-fulfilling prophecy. If we were with Barquita, we weren't getting in the club. Everyone knew it.
I feel for that guy.
Everyone knew it.
323 said, my superstition during the postseason is that if I watch a Dodger game and they lose, I will not watch the next game. I'll just get the play-by-play updates from the MLB app. I did that when they won 8-0 against the Padres.
When I have bets going on, and I'm updating on ESPN or something on my phone, and my bets are going well, I will refuse to put the games on and watch them. I will only update scores on my phone. But if I'm not doing well, I will immediately stop updating that way and go to watching the game on Red Zone or something. Same thing.
Because you just want to try to enjoy
it. You have to. You're on KROQ. What's your superstition?
Hi. I found out that my sister, I kept losing socks, and I found out that my sister thought I was smarter than her and she'd do better on tests if she wore my socks. So I ran out of socks.
Your sister was stealing your socks, wearing them when she had to take tests because she thought it somehow would make her smarter, like your smartness would rub off on her feet?
Uh-huh.
And it was working?
Kind of. I just, accepted it and knew that, the cutest socks that I had, she was going to take.
And you don't think for a second that she was just selling these to internet weirdos that had foot fetishes?
I hope not.
This is bringing me great luck.
I'm so much richer with these socks. Listen. Oh, man, I'd have those feet. Shut up, Klein. You shut up,
Was
Klein.
it you?
No,
Were you the internet weirdo?
Not me, but I will buy them. Let me know where they are. Go ahead, Alan.
559 said, I have a specific top that I wear for interviews, and I've always gotten the job every time I've worn it. Is it tube?
I'm gonna guess
crop?
low cut.
Top?
No
Yeah.
top. It's my see-through top.
I have a certain kind of top.
Isabel, you're on KROQ. What's your superstition?
Good morning, guys.
Good morning.
Sweet Div.
Sweet Divs, what's up?
It's actually my husband's superstition that our dog has to wear a jersey in order for the Niners to win.
A certain jersey, and if the dog doesn't wear it, then they don't stand a chance?
Yeah, it just so happens that the days where they lose, he's not wearing his jersey.
What? Then why wouldn't you make sure that the dog's wearing the damn jersey every single time?
Because we would forget, and then they would lose, and then so now every time that they've played and we've remembered to put it on, they win.
See, sometimes
Get on top of it this season.
the power is real. Sergio on KROQ this morning at 800-520-1067. What's up?
Hey, Double Deuce, sweet dibs.
What's up, Sergio?
All right, so I have a flag. I had it up in my house, right? And this year I decided to take it down and put it right next to me every time I'm watching the Dodgers game. And, hey, we beat the Padres. I also have a prostate hat that my daughter gave me, Dodgers hat. And since, I put it on, we've won the last games.
But what about, like, the last game when they didn't win? Were you not wearing the hat?
No, I was at work.
See, this is where people feed into their own superstition. This is the guy Jake was watching the game with. Now, this, of course, goes back to last Friday. It was Game 5, the must-win Game 5 against the Padres, where things seemed squirrely for a while. And Jake asked the guy he was watching the game with what other things he had that were, quote, superstitious in his place.
Dodger shirt I'm wearing has been good luck when I go to the games. On my subwoofer over in the corner, I have my rest in peace deceased father-in-law's hat. And in the shelving unit in the corner, I have a few Dodgers World Series ring replicas. This is a sacred geometry, and if I move anything, I feel like I'm in trouble, so I kind of leave it where it is.
Everything, not only it has to be in a specific order right around his living room, because it's
just
created,
everyone gets OCD.
a sacred geometry is being created.
Not to mess with it at all.
The sacred Dodgers geometry.
It's a sacred geometry of baseball. Baseball is superstitious sports, so that's kind of why I believe in the sacred geometry of my good luck charms also.
I mean, someone pointed out on the text line, they're right, that even players get involved in this because sometimes they'll do the rally caps, whatever. There's certain things that happen, or they'll go up to bat a certain way. I'm sure, like, if you're a professional baseball player, you've got walk-up music, but there's probably stuff that you do on a regular basis that we don't even know about, like tapping a certain way, walking, going up left foot first instead of right foot. You never know.
Absolutely. Or it could be something simple. 818 said, I went to 10 Dodgers games this year, and they won all 10 times, including Game 5. 626 said, my group of friends we do something called Odoming. When Lamar Odom was on the Lakers, we used to talk crap about him, and every time we talked crap about him, he would play better. And now it works for all the other players that we talk crap about.
I wonder how much crap they had to talk about him when he ended up in that whorehouse. That was something. That must have been reverse mush right there. This was the post-game interview that Jake had with his buddy to find out if he believed after the Dodgers got the win, his superstitions truly worked.
Woo! All right. Yeah. So you think that you standing there the whole game got us the win?
I don't think you understand, or maybe I think I only understand that I'm a ninth generation Los Angelino since 1849, and I believe I'm connected to the land in a way that connects me to the Chavez Ravine and the stadium, and that's why me standing here offered them a little bit of extra help.
Okay.
Ninth generation?
On my dad's side, yeah. Anyway, I feel like me standing here was helpful. So listen, Los Angeles is a beautiful community, and I think that we are connected to the Dodgers because it's part of our history.
So he spent the entire game standing in a doorway because he didn't want to sit down and potentially ruin the fact that the Dodgers had a one-run lead.
That's very complicated, but 909s is very simple. I self-pleasure before every big game. I need alone time before the big ones.
That's what Ellie's saying. If you're going to create a superstition,
make it pleasurable.
Make it a fun one and a comfortable one. Don't be standing and not self-pleasuring. Be sitting.
Like I have to order food from my favorite place, otherwise we're done.
Right. You just keep doing stuff until something works, and then if it works 3 times in a row, you've got your new superstition.
Boom.
Just make sure there's a side of blue cheese to dip that superstition. That's what
yummy.
we're saying. We continue with the show, and we are inching closer and closer to getting you to Vegas for Sick New World right here on KROQ.
Klein Alley Show.
So a restaurant, I guess I don't know if there's a organization, Allie, that is the Surgeon General for all restaurants, let's say, but a list has been released of the 10 things that restaurants hate the most that us patrons do. The things that are the most annoying behaviors, quote, offensive behaviors, things that they say people do every night they're open, every time they have a dinner or a lunch, they will see some people doing these things and they want it to stop immediately because everyone would kind of agree, I guess, behavior of the general public has gotten worse.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah.
So things that used to be kind of annoying have now gotten to the next level. We wanted to open this up and allow you all to jump in on additional things that should be here and perhaps things that restaurants do that are equally annoying to us as patrons of these restaurants. Maybe you went out to eat yesterday for Father's Day.
I think when we went out to dinner, that nice dinner when we were at Palms, everybody that was at the dinner did one thing on this list.
We all did. We were all
I think
guilty
everybody
of this.
did an annoying
Yes,
thing.
mostly Jake did most of them, but yes, everyone.
I need that butter.
Right, we get it. You love your butter. So it's time for Don't Be a Dick. Open phones now and open nominees. Anything that's under the category restaurants, and then we'll break down this list together because some of these things on here I don't think will be shocking to you at all. It's time for Don't Be a Dick.
Don't
be a dick.
All right, Vartan on KROQ this morning. Go ahead, open nominees. Don't be a dick. What do you got for us?
Man, I hate the fact whenever you take a bite of your food and the waiter just comes and asks you right when you're chewing if you need anything or if everything else is okay. It's like you have to give them that stupid head shake or like a thumbs up, like, I can't talk to you. I have my mouth full. I'm chewing.
Yeah, that whole thing where you point to your mouth and then you kind of give like that weird head moving around. That is a weird... I don't think there's ever a good time for them to come check on the table because
How is everything tasting?
how is everything tasting is a weird one, but especially it does feel like it's timed sometimes before you even have a moment to really process how you think it's going.
Yeah,
But-
you're like, I'm just looking, I'm figuring out what my situation is.
Yeah, but
I also think that an annoying thing that some servers do is they'll, like, especially it happens with appetizers, they'll come up to you before everything is gone and they're like, y'all finished here? And it's like, no.
Allie, I've seen Allie. She will pull it out of their hands.
It's not done yet. Only ask if the plate is empty.
They'll start to pick it up sometimes, and I'll watch you. You'll like wrestle with
I'm
them
like,
for the
no,
plate.
no. You put that back down.
No
And
one
if I
ate
am-
that garnish yet. Leave it.
Well, if there's like 5 wings left, don't ask me if I'm done.
Yeah, no, I that
Be
listen.
like, all done here? No.
Well,
I'm not all done.
They also do the move if we're doing Don't Be a Dick restaurants because they've got their list about things they hate about us. So we should just
Turn
make
it around on them.
Make it fair. They will do that. Sometimes there's that thing, especially if you have an odd number. Let's say there's 4 you eating, there's an appetizer, there's 5, so everyone had theirs, and there's just 1 sitting on the plate in the middle. And everyone clearly wants it, but no one wants to be the one to take 2. So they'll do that thing where they want to grab that plate back, and they'll kind of do that. Anyone going to finish this? It becomes a weird pressure moment where everyone then starts eyeing each other at the table, being like, who's going to grab that potato skin?
Somebody's got to, though.
Or like sushi
they're
roll. It's always that
challenging
last
you.
piece. They're challenging you. They want you to. And that's why I've said there should always be a wheel that they bring over to the table when there's 1 appetizer left. Spin the wheel, and that determines who gets it. No questions asked. Because everyone wants the last one, of course.
Yeah.
But everyone does that move, that polite, you have it. You take it.
Yeah, and I think also servers, and I know I did this when I was a server. You know you're walking up at a bad time. You're walking up to the table when they're in the middle of fighting.
Right.
Or something, and you're like, how's it going? I'm ready to take your order now. And it's like, whoa. You got to feel it out a little bit.
I was sitting at a place. My wife had handed me a pregnancy test to show me that we were going to have our first baby. And
At dinner?
We met at a random lunch in the middle of the day.
She brought a pea stick to the lunch table?
Yeah, because she said, I have a late birthday gift for you. And I was really hoping for something better. But she...
You're like under the table handy?
Yeah, and she hands it to me, and as she hands it to me, the waiter comes right over. He's like, all right, is now a good time to hear about the specials today? And I was processing, I'm like holding this pea stick in my hand, and I look up at him, he's like, I will come back. I was like, yeah, it's probably good.
Feel it out.
Restaurants say, we'll take your calls and texts on this at 800-520-1067. Restaurants say the things that we do that are the most offensive behaviors that they hate seeing. At number 10 is flirting with the staff. They don't like that at all.
I would also add people who have to overly tell jokes to the server. Like, oh, I have to give you my cool jokes to make it seem...
every dad.
Yeah, like...
Oh, and they say, how would you like the steak? And they're like, soon.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
And they do the same jokes at every place they go, and then the server's in an uncomfortable spot because they have to pretend laugh at your stupid jokes for a tip and all that.
Yeah, or that what's that dumb move that every dad does where they hand the plate back that's empty and they're like, I hated it.
Yeah.
Tell the chef I hated it.
That's a classic.
Classic.
And then they look at you for the reaction, like, right?
And the server's like, God damn, this one again? It's 12 times tonight.
But then sometimes the server makes that joke, too.
Yeah, it looks like you didn't like it.
Yeah,
Right.
and you're like,
you fat shaming me? It's coming off your tip. At number 9, the thing that they hate the most that we do as diners at restaurants is when and this one, for me, this is number 1. This is the number one. I don't know how it's only number 9 on their list. The people that occupy the table for the extended period of time, especially when the restaurant is super busy. Because
they have no self-awareness. They're usually the loudest table, too. That came through on the text line.
I'm so aware that I will eat something, and as I'm eating, be like, bring to-go container. I'll take a bite, put something in a to-go box. Like, I don't want to sit at that table a second longer. I'll sometimes tell them, bring the check when they bring the food, pay that, have it all taken care of. So the second I'm on my last bite,
you're the worst, dude.
I'll be chewing and walking.
How are you enjoying your meal if you're already kind of like looking at the exit?
I don't enjoy it.
Oh my God, man!
I want to get out and make sure that table's available for whoever needs it next.
Dude,
I agree that you need to be, kind of aware of like leaving, but also
There's a middle
it's
ground.
okay exactly. It's okay if you just hang out for like 5 minutes.
Yeah, my in-laws will order like the after-dinner coffee. And they'll
God.
let that digest. And they get in a fight with Katie every single time because Katie's like, can we just leave? We've been here for 2.5 hours.
And in their defense, when they come up for the third time and say, can I get you anything else? And the answer for 3 times in a row, be like, no, we're good. We're just going to. It's like, that's their nicest way of being, get the hell out of here.
Yeah.
Agreed.
Because for the third.
They're trying to shoo you out.
They want you. That's everyone's job here. Get in, get the hell out. Let's do a turn.
It should be, just social cues. 831 said don't be a dick and walk in 30 minutes or less before a place closes. To-go orders might be an exception, but if you're showing up for a full-ass dinner 30 minutes before closing, you're a dick.
It's the best when they look at their watch and look at you and this, I guess. Go ahead.
Then you're like, great.
I know. You feel like you got one under the wire, like you defused a bomb. You're like, yeah baby,
exactly.
we're sitting. Number 8, this is what they hate, is when you leave the table a total mess, spilled drinks, fruit, bread, crumbs everywhere, this and that. Although I am aware of that, and I try so much to like pile everything up, but I feel like they hate that even more.
They do, and I have a few people that I know that are over cleaners at the table. They feel like they have to basically pretend like they're working there and make it as convenient for the server as possible.
Yeah,
and
that's me.
I get a little bit of that, but I think the server has a system. You know what I mean? And if you're messing with their system, I think it can actually make their job a little more difficult.
I've done the thing where I pile up the plates and put all the trash on one plate, and then I've watched the server literally undo what I just did because I did it all wrong.
Exactly.
So that's at number 7. They hate it when you show up 15 minutes late to the reservation. Everyone knows you get that 15-minute buffer zone, whatever. This is things restaurants hate about us patrons. A new list is out. These are the most annoying things we do.
But then on the other side of it, for the restaurant, don't be a dick and not have the like if you show up on time.
Agreed, Allie.
They're like, okay, cool, have a seat, and you're like, what?
Yeah, they go, well, why don't you go to the bar and get a drink? We'll let you know when your table's ready.
And I'm like, it should be ready now.
But the reason is because your in-laws are sitting there sipping coffee. They've screwed up the whole system.
That's true.
Number 6 is when you bring outside food or drink into said restaurant, which seems
That's so funny because a relative of mine that I don't see very often was like,
that's your way of saying you?
No, it's not me. He brings his own gluten-free bread to the restaurant.
Yeah, but that's at least
because he doesn't eat gluten, and they don't often have that. So he brings his own bread, which I think is a little strange to bring your own bread.
My sister-in-law pulls a thing of soy sauce out of her purse. She's like, "Don't worry, I got my own gluten." But that's like a whatever dietary health thing.
Yeah, but like somebody like Jake who wants butter on everything, he should just bring his own butter. I think
I would have brought it if they would have let me.
All right, good point. At number 5, people that snap their fingers to get the waiter's attention.
See, that I think should be number 1. That's so rude. Yes.
But what do you wait?
Or just
you
going,
wave?
hey.
Wait, what? You gotta wave. You wave.
No, you do like you put your head up and you extend your neck like a dinosaur and just do the whole
714 says customers who flirt is by far the worst. You get so annoyed by it, you have to deal with it all the time.
And you have to continue going to their table, which is annoying.
At number this Don't Be a Dick restaurant, this is a restaurant saying we're dicks because of this behavior, so we're flipping it around. And a lot of people are saying when the restaurants offer you things and don't tell you that there's going to be the upcharge on it, like would you like to, hey, how would you like some avocados with that? And then they all of a sudden there's a surcharge on the bill. They don't mention if there's not free refills, etc. You get all that.
5621 is to nominate the servers who bring out a bunch of different appetizers, but then bring you no plates or napkins, and then they're nowhere to be found.
Yeah.
And you're like, wait.
It's the worst.
And you're just looking at delicious food that you kind of can't eat because they don't have silverware or plates or anything,
Hey,
and
by
they're
the way,
gone.
how about when you put in an order for clearly things that should be coursed out, like you go appetizers, then entree, and they just bring it. It just all shows up at one time.
Yeah.
That's a situation.
I feel like that
too.
happens way more now than it used to.
Because they want that table back. Number 4, people that stay past closing time. 3, the debate the menu prices with the staff. can't imagine people do that, but apparently they go, all right, you
Well,
want...
sometimes it's different online.
Oh, boy, Allie. There you go. There's your problem right there. Hey, yeah, you sure, though? I feel like this should be cheaper. It's not that big of a portion. Number 2, the people that allow their children to roam freely. Everyone can agree that's the worst. And number 1, according to restaurants, 90% hate the people that say that they will not pay for a dish because they didn't like it, but they ate it anyway.
What about the owner that serves your table and then is overly there all the time asking you how everything is a million times?
Well, there you have it. Stop being dicks. Let's save society. It's KROQ.
Klein, Alley, Show! Mornings on KROQ. 106.7 KROQ.
Klein Alley Show, KROQ. Internet's full of mysteries and riddles, and usually they just want you to click around. Sometimes you don't even remember what you started clicking for, searching for the answers, just so you end up in a rabbit hole, a wormhole, your identity is stolen, and now you're living in a bus station. We avoid all of that by getting you right into the answers on clickbait. Here we go. Bait. I'll start with this one. It's pretty interesting. Bait. These are real answers to real questions that apparently people have, which is why they spend hours on end trying to find these answers. Allie, this is now the dirtiest place in your bedroom. Congratulations. They looked at lots of different bedrooms from lots of different people using all of that technology, and they found out universally this is where all the gross goes. Where is the dirtiest place in your bedroom?
I think it's got to be under the bed. No one wants to clean under there. No one wants to look under there. You just put some stuff under there, and then you forget about it. And then it's all everything gross congeals under the bed and just sits there.
I do know that every time I've moved, and I've moved 4 times in the last 5 years.
You go, oh my God.
Every time you finally pull that bed up and see what's down there, it is just disgusting. Yeah. And you can't believe that you're like, that was inches away from where I sleep.
I was in my last place for 9 months and I was like that.
Yeah, it does. Yeah. That's the thing. By the way, I would love to make fun of Jake here, but it almost doesn't matter if you're there for 2 weeks or 2 years or 10 years. Underneath that bed
it's atrocious.
Just disgusting. That's a great guess. Jake, where do you believe is the grossest place in your bedroom?
I'm going to guess the old classic, the pillow.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, those are disgusting. I don't think people wash them enough. They're supposed to wash them once a week, I believe.
What?
Your pillowcases. And
no, never.
Once a week?
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely, dude.
The
Are you crazy?
Or the pillow?
The pillowcase.
The pillowcase.
Oh, okay. I thought you said the pillow. That's what you said at first.
No, but I think the pillow itself, you're supposed to wash every few months.
No, never. You never
and
wash
the pillow
it.
itself, you have to have like one of those like pillow covers.
Right. You got, if you want to keep
not
it.
the regular, like the one, like
the
white
little
one,
zippy
you know what I mean?
ones?
Yes, one of those. Yeah.
But Omar, if you have that case on it, then how can you get those perfectly placed yellowy stains that are on everyone's old pillows?
The drool marks?
So
I mean, how else will I know it's mine?
It really is just like a treasure map of splooge on everyone's
and then it
pillow.
Smells like
it's disgusting.
Oh, yeah.
I know they always say you should do that when you go to a hotel, pull the pillowcase, but it's like almost like I don't want to know what those pillows look. I know what
You're
they look.
supposed to do what now?
You're supposed to pull the pillowcase back and take a good look at the pillow you're on, but they all look like.
Why would you look at it?
Well, that's exactly the point. Why
I do
would
that
you?
for to check for bed bugs.
Yeah, but
because that's where they congregate.
All right, so that's a good guess too. Jake
You
says
do it
pillow.
every time you go to a hotel, Omar?
Every single time I do, I check the pillowcases and I go underneath the bed where the mattress meets the sheet and I flip that over because that's also like a place where the bed bugs are. So I check all that.
All right, this is apparently the
That's how I know I got a good deal. I
filthiest
check too.
place. Allie makes sure she finds them. She goes, "Yep, I'm in the right spot." All right, Omar, where's the filthiest place in your bedroom?
I think we all know that. I mean, we say you don't sweat profusely throughout the night, but I think you do, and all the dead skins and all the sweat and all the crap just goes into your mattress. It seeps down through the sheets and into the mattress. I'm going to say the mattress is the most disgusting spot in the bedroom.
Wow.
All right, there are all great guesses, but by far leading the pack. The breeding ground for the dust mites, the bacteria, the skin cells, over time can cause the allergies, the asthma, the breathing problems. Your mattress is the grossest thing in your bedroom. Congratulations, Omar. Insert mattress commercial here. All right, we go to the next one.
You're killing me, Larry.
That's right. Well done. All right, moving on. If you are trying to buy a rotisserie chicken, and who wouldn't want that? This is the one red flag you should definitely be on the lookout for.
I'm sorry, we're doing rotisserie chicken red flags?
That's right, Alex.
This is important.
This is the most important.
This is the question that Klein was most excited about.
Yeah, in the history of clickbait. I mean,
Whoa, chicken red flag.
I could get to the sex position that will be a deal breaker in your relationship or the biggest turnoffs now when it comes to dating. We have all that as well. But let's focus on the important stuff now, which is rotisserie chicken. This is a red flag. You're picking out your chicken. Avoid this red flag. What is it? Jake, you go first.
I'm going to say that it's there like after 8 p.m. or something. It's there
late day chicken. This is a man who enjoyed himself a consolation trunk burger yesterday after his date.
I'll take late day chicken too.
And he said, you don't want a late day chicken, according to Jake the Nerd. Avoid the after 8 p.m. chicken.
Trunk burger.
Trunk burger survivor.
Trunk burger's a good burger.
Jake the Nerd. Allie, what is the red flag?
I don't know.
Yo, come on.
We broke her.
You're not,
let's just do the answer.
You're not going to participate in this? You're not going to guess?
I don't want to say mine.
Why? What do you think it is?
Because you're going to say I'm racist.
Oh, it's dark meat something?
I think if the skin itself... All right, just let's move on.
Oh, no, say it.
I just think it's an indication that it's dry.
That's a good guess.
Okay, but I'm not going to say it, so move on.
Racist Alley.
No.
Oh, what a beautiful jingle. Thank you. That's Racist
Where'd
Alley.
you get that from?
Okay.
I've been sitting on that for a while.
That's awesome.
That's high production value.
Please send that to me.
Waiting for just the moment.
Prejudice Alley.
Okay.
There
We actually have a lot of them.
Culturally insensitive Alley.
I never know when I'll need them.
Partial to white identifying majorities and frequently racially profiling those of differing cultural backgrounds Alley.
That one
That's a little long, but
doesn't
I
roll
like
off
it.
the tongue, but that's good. I'm glad we have it.
Okay.
All right, Omar, what's your guess here? It's a red flag when picking out your rotisserie chicken.
Listen, I don't know what the hell is underneath the thing, but you know how it's like white and like fatty and crap? Like, I think
Are we
if
talking
that
about
layer...
Allie still, or what are we talking about?
The rotisserie chicken. If
People of color Alley.
Okay.
oh, man.
So many of those.
If that layer underneath the rotisserie chicken is too thick,
Oh,
I
it's
think
like
that's a bad
gelatinous?
sign. Yes,
I
the
know what you're
gelatiny
talking
thing at
about.
the bottom of
it looks
it's
like
so gross.
it looks like literal Jello.
All right, I will admit that I unfortunately have fallen for this red flag. I thought it was a good thing, and apparently it's not. But the thing you are supposed to look out for is if you see one of those rotisserie chickens that is pretty much swimming in a bunch of juices, you think to yourself,
What?
"Oh,
That's great."
No, wrong.
Yeah,
Wrong.
it's
You
juicy.
think you're getting a great juicy bird.
That
What
means
they're
all the
s-
juice has seeped
They're
out.
saying that what you are getting is probably a very dry chicken because all of the juices have now exited into the container.
Pour it
and
back on.
Not only will the chicken be dry, but those juices will congeal, like Omar said, onto the
Wow.
exterior when cooled, making your chicken a giant, gross mess. Mm-hmm. So there you go.
Racist Alley.
Beautiful. Well, on that note.
Are we done now?
When's that segment, by the way?
That's
Tomorrow, right?
We're not doing this. We're not going down this hole.
Last
Prejudice
clickbait.
Alley.
Last clickbait.
It's an earworm, isn't
I'm
it?
going to do a new batch.
Oh, no.
Thank you, Omar. I like it when you get motivated. All right, final one. You want to do a sex one or a dating one? I'll let you pick. We only have time
Dating.
for one more. Dating. Okay. This is the sex move.
I thought you said it was dating.
No, okay. I was gonna. I had to.
You should never do with a chicken.
I'll do the dating one now. This is the biggest dating pet peeve that will turn the most people off. Doesn't matter gender, and it's not the one that we've always had, which is the smelly thing. Smelly we've done before. Smelly people, smelly breath. That's the obvious. This is the less obvious, but equally big turnoff.
Jake, since you just had a first date, do you want to go first?
I'm going to say it is looking at your phone.
Ah, okay.
That's a good one.
Good guess. Allie.
I think being late.
All right, Omar.
I'm going to go with ordering for your date.
Oh, man, that is presumptuous.
The turnoff now that is on even playing field with the obvious, which is the gross smelly.
Oh, what about
is-
being mean to the wait staff? Is that on there?
No, not on here. Is the person that will not put down their phone.
Wow, good job,
There you
Jake. Did
go.
that happen to you?
Jake got it. Lincoln Park, the emptiness machine time on your KROQ.
Klein Alley Show. Klein Alley Show.
KROQ, the world famous KROQ. KROQ.
There he is, the dumbest guy on the show, champion of the dumb off. He's very proud of that sash he won. Postmaster Johnny back in the studio now for a little Tuesday edition of Johnny Doesn't Know. And what we learned is that there's iconic sounds we've all known most of our lives. And even if the sounds were from a time before you were born, you have figured out what they usually mean. So when you hear these sounds, for instance, here's an example of one. You would probably say, I know what that sound is. And then what we found is that Johnny doesn't know a lot of these sounds, or he thinks he knows them, but he's way off.
Do you think you know that one, Johnny?
That came on before every Disney movie, and it was loud as hell, and it used to scare me as a kid because it was like, what the hell is going on?
So what do you think it is? No,
This is going to be great.
I didn't mean.
What the hell?
I didn't mean do the sound again. We heard the sound.
Johnny just imitates sounds.
What do you think that is? What do you think that sound is?
One
more time?
Well, they played it before the movie, so it had to do with like a movie company. It was kind of like, hey, you're watching this in 480p.
In 480p?
That was before HD, before 1080p.
Right. This is for surround sound, spatial sound.
Oh yeah, that too. Yeah,
And it didn't really. I don't think it really played before Disney.
I
movies.
I think that's the one movie it didn't play before.
Oh, no,
because I
100%.
think they have their own version of it. But regardless, it's time for Johnny Doesn't Know Sound.
Johnny doesn't know.
Is this real?
Oh, Johnny doesn't know.
You can't use like
Johnny doesn't know. Johnny doesn't know.
your groin. Let's say groin.
Johnny doesn't know.
Like if I do like a thrust shot right to the genitals, like off the backboard.
All you got to do is predict, will Johnny know or not know the answers to usually questions. In this particular case, it's the sound edition of Johnny Doesn't Know. 800-520-1067. Everyone who gets theirs right predicts correctly. Allie will write your name down. One of you will get all hooked up with some sweet stuff here from KROQ. All right, let's start with Michelle. All the baddies out of the woodwork when Johnny's in the studio. From Buena Park, Michelle, good morning. How goes it?
Good morning, Sweet Dibbit.
Sweet divots to you. Here's the first sound we're going to give to Johnny. And all you have to do not say what the sound is. Just predict whether or not Johnny will know what the sound is. Here we go. This is your first sound.
Oh.
All right. Will Johnny know that, yes or no? It's Johnny Doesn't Know sounds. Michelle, what do you say?
I'm going to say he will not.
All right, Johnny.
That was a toughie, man. That was a long-ass song, first of all.
A few different sounds.
Yeah, there was like a lot going on right there. But I will say, it does sound like a video game, but like an old one from like Wreck-It Ralph, like in the movie. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So it's like an old-ass like Nintendo game for sure.
You think it's an old Nintendo game? But
Yeah.
you don't no guesses as to which one it is.
It could be any song.
Here's a hint right here.
Bark, 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 bark. Like it eats something. It's not Pac-Man though, because Pac-Man's a little different.
She says you would not know. So the question is, what is that?
Let's go Donkey Kong. Is it Donkey Kong?
Donkey Kong.
Let's go Donkey
Good
Kong.
guess.
On the Nintendo.
All right, Michelle, you said he wouldn't know, and you're right. He did not know. Congratulations. Hold on. All right.
What's the answer though?
It's Duck Hunt.
Duck Hunt.
Oh, Duck Hunt? The hell's Duck Hunt?
God, that
Hell's Duck
jingle at the beginning, I was like, I got to get my gun up.
Yeah, you gotta get the gun. Hear that? Even now, you hear that. You'll start looking for my piece.
What?
All right, you got a
And then the
question?
dog jumps in and he gets the duck and he brings it back.
Oh, it's
He's
good
such a
stuff
good
right
boy.
there.
Jeez.
All right, let's go to this one, Johnny.
What a
Let's-
stupid game when you really think about
It
it.
is
Old game. I've never heard of that game.
Never heard Duck Hunt?
No?
Wow.
You just shoot a duck?
Yep, you just shoot ducks.
Wow, I didn't know they had guns back
I feel like PETA has canceled that game now from modern
Yeah, but they still have
civilizations.
Big Buck Hunter at all the arcade games.
Yeah. We go to, let's see, she got hers right. Let's say hi to contestant number 2, puts us in Redondo Beach. This is Amy for Johnny Doesn't Know. Hello, Amy. How goes it?
Hi, good morning.
Good morning. Listen closely. All you have to do is predict, will Johnny know what this sound is? Johnny doesn't know sounds.
Oh.
Oh my God.
All right, don't tell us what the sound. Omar, hold on. I want to hear that remix again. That's pretty sure. Hold on. I'll give it to you one more time. Johnny's pondering. All right. Don't worry about the noise Allie made in that. That was just to throw you off. All right. Will Johnny know what that sound is?
You know, I'm going to have to say no because I don't even know that sound.
I bet you do. I bet you do when you hear the answer.
maybe.
Johnny,
Oh, man.
what
I'm
is
gonna go
what
with
is
no.
that sound? She says you will not know.
Was that like one of the ringtones for the first cell phones?
That's a good guess.
Like,
Was
remember
that one of the ringtones for the first cell phones, like an old Nokia?
You remember you used to be able to like download or like text 5555 and get this ringtone.
Right.
Was that one of those?
No, it's a good guess though. This is much more modern day than that.
That's newer then.
Yeah. Oh, much newer.
Was I born yet?
Yeah. Oh yes.
Oh, yes.
You've.
Have I used
I would
it?
say this is before Zoom was a bit like was our equivalent.
So it's a video thing.
Not necessarily. Well,
You've definitely been around for this, and I think you've used this. Definitely have.
Not FaceTime. FaceTime doesn't sing to you.
Now this is the sweet sounds of Skype.
Skype? This was Skype?
This is Skype. When you get a Skype message and someone's calling you.
Was this before Uvu?
Skype was kind of just before FaceTime, right?
Oh, yeah, well before.
Yeah. Hold on one second, Amy. You got yours right
And
as
it was
well.
always so annoying to sign in, and then it would always automatically download on your computer. So annoying.
Everyone has predicted correctly so far and saying Johnny would not know. Let's say hi to, wouldn't you know it? It's another lady. Let's say hi to Julianne. Hello, Julianne.
Good morning.
Oh, come on. That's a
That's a man.
That's
Hi.
a dude.
This is Julian. Julian,
Hello,
excuse me.
pretty lady.
All right. Well, Johnny know this. He should, but will he know what it really is? Now, before you lock in your answer, this could be this could be one of those Johnny specials where he knows kind of the context of it, but doesn't actually know what it is. So we
I
need to know
agree.
what it actually is. Will Johnny know? Julian, yes or no?
Yes.
Okay. With confidence, he says you will know. Johnny, what is that?
Well, bro, this comes on before every Star Wars. It's the 20th Century Fox fanfare.
All right,
good job,
Johnny, you
Johnny.
got
Come on
it.
now.
See, that's the problem with movie sound. Movie sounds, this is the one sweet spot. Johnny doesn't know a lot about actors or actresses or plots, or remember, he didn't
He
even know.
does like throwback movies and throwback music.
Yeah, but last week we learned he didn't even know that Twisters was about tornadoes.
Well,
So
that was tricky because Twister,
No, that was-
Tornado.
You saw Twisters. It was
Tsunami.
all about tornadoes.
Yeah.
They didn't once say.
That's not tricky. That's just idiocy.
Yeah, it was nothing. Really, truly nothing.
They said tornado throughout the entire movie,
no,
Johnny.
they said Twister,
Yes!
Twister, 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 Twister. They didn't say tornado.
Let's say hi.
Of course they said tornado
Those
during
are
the
two
movie.
different things.
Yeah, they definitely said it. Someone who watches that movie, count how many times they say tornado in the
It's
movie.
a lot.
It's got to be at least 50 times. James Valencia, you're on KROQ this morning. Johnny doesn't know. Everyone has predicted correctly so far, and here we go. This next sound. Will Johnny know what it is?
Welcome.
Wait, what did it say at the end? What did it say at the end?
Oh, I'll play it again. Hold on. This is what it says at the end.
Trendsetter.
Welcome.
All right. Will Johnny know that? James, yes or no?
I'm going to say yes.
All right. He has confidence that you will know what that sound is. Johnny, what is that?
Well, that was a really scary sound, though. That one.
Very scary sound.
But it was such a great sound.
Used to be a
back
great.
then.
Used to be a great sound.
I would hate that if I heard that in the middle of the night as a kid. That would
Welcome.
literally scare me. And it said "Welcome to you."
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah.
And it would say
Jeez.
goodbye.
Is that like when you plug in your phone and it's kind of like you're ringing somebody and you're like, it's just like
Welcome.
you calling somebody and it's saying "Welcome" to your phone.
That's the sound of you calling somebody?
It was like you plug in your phone to the wall and it's kind of like you plug it in and it's just like, hey, I'm starting up my phone. And
Are
then
you
it's-
talking about like a regular phone, like a landline
remember the
phone?
old landlines that
You're
you
talking
just plug into the wall?
Landline phone.
Yeah, that's what it is?
Yeah, no, you're wrong.
What is this?
That's AOL.
What?
American
website.
Online. America Online.
You don't know
know
what AOL was?
That was before my time. I
Yeah. Sorry, Johnny doesn't know.
Beautiful sound of a modem
That was-
ramping up there.
Yeah, that's dial-up internet.
Yeah.
You guys are speaking a different language than me. I don't know.
Okay, the
hell is
computer,
that?
when you turned the computer on, you weren't just automatically connected to the internet. You had to dial up and connect to the internet through AOL. It was the only way for a lot of people to get internet. And you had to wait for this whole dial-up process to take place for it to connect to the internet. And then you were in AOL, and then you could AOL instant message your friends.
That's when Allie would try to flirt with her teachers.
And I would
That
have
was her big-
cyber sex with everybody.
Yeah, because they didn't know what she looked like. That was Allie's big move.
Oh, yeah. I was such a cyber
Her
slut.
screen name was not Allie69, and it crushed. All right, we go to one final.
It's terrible.
I want to go back to
We
this.
go to one final. Jason, we give you the last chance here from Anaheim. It's Johnny doesn't know sounds. Will Johnny know? Sweet Divots. Will Johnny know this sound? This could be too easy, but let's see if he knows it anyway. Will Johnny know? Well, Will Johnny know this sound? Let's go with this one.
Ooh.
Jason, will Johnny know that one? No, he will not. Jason says you will not know. Do you know that sound? Johnny doesn't know sounds.
That's definitely a video game.
Yeah, but which one?
Like Donkey Kong?
You're going with the same
going
exact
back
guess
to
you had last time?
What the hell?
Was it right?
Do you know
or
there's
was
other games?
Was it?
Is that the only old game you know?
No, I know there's Mario Brothers and the Zelda game and stuff.
This one still exists in most arcades.
To this day.
Yes.
The spaceship one where he's shooting is like...
It's one of the most iconic sounds in video game history.
Yeah.
Maybe most iconic sounds in sound history.
What decade is this?
All.
Dude, all. Every single one.
Wow, jeez.
We even have this video game in this building.
We have
Where?
video games in this
We don't
building?
have video
We have
games here.
this
Oh,
video
yes,
game
yes, Allie's right.
in
We
this
do. We do.
building.
She's right.
Let's go Mario.
All right.
You and I sat at this video game.
We
machine.
played it?
It's Pac-Man.
Oh,
It's Pac-Man.
yeah, Pac-Man. Yeah.
You didn't
You
get
already
that.
lost.
You already lost.
Whatever.
All right, Allie, Amy, Michelle, Julian, Jason, they all had predicted Johnny wouldn't know, and
All
a lot of them were right.
let's give it to Amy.
Amy, congratulations. Hang tight. We got something for you, okay? Thanks for starting your day with us here at KROQ. As we take a little trip down sound memory lane with
Yeah, that was
Postmaster
nice.
Johnny.
That was terrible.
You know what sound this is right here, Johnny?
Oh, that's Hosier. Too sweet.
That's right. You got that one.
No, that's Donkey Kong.
This is the original DK.
Klein Alley Show.
That'll do it for us. Let's get out of here. Make way for Nicole Alvarez. 40 minutes nonstop KROQ. 90s at noon. And who knows who stops by with Nicole? Be Real was here the other day. It's you never know.
I know.
It's
For 90s at
unexpected.
noon.
Unexpected surprises.
So cool.
Keep it on KROQ. And I think tomorrow. Is tomorrow the day? Vanessa, when's that big announcement we have? Is that tomorrow?
Actually, that big announcement is going to happen with Nicole.
Oh, big announcement with Nicole today?
Ooh, yes.
Okay, big announcement with Nicole today around 10 o'clock, and then tomorrow we will be able to help pay off that announcement. So just keep listening and follow along on the socials so you don't miss out on anything. And that is at Klein Alley Show. All right, takeaways from today's show. What do we got?
818, my takeaway is listen to the Klein Alley Show for your chance to win Ricky Gervais tickets.
Ricky Gervais, more of those tickets tomorrow, right, Vanessa?
That's right.
310, my takeaway is when discussing Halloween candy, just double fist it.
Got a double fist. Everyone loves a good double fist.
310, my takeaway is if you want to get a home run ball, take your kid and just shove him to the ground. Works.
That's right.
213, my takeaway is a Cliff Bar and Chomps is not food.
God, I'm so hungry. I'm so
You've almost made it.
I got to give blood after the show. I haven't been able to eat all morning, and I haven't eaten since 8 o'clock last night.
Oh, no.
I mean,
I feel so bad for you. I feel hangry for you.
I keep licking my finger, which I know is turning Allie on, but other than that, it's not really.
Look at me when you do it.
It's not satiating me at all.
951, my takeaway is David is a grower and not a shower. And 626, my takeaway is keep an eye out for Malia Cohen. Kochohen.
Yeah, a lot of people didn't like that lottery winner. I mean, we talked to a guy that's about to be $44 million richer on today's show, although he can't get paid. And people, for some reason, turned on that guy real quick. Said he had a big attitude. What's your takeaway from today's show, Jake the Nerd?
I'm from New York!
That's a good takeaway. That's a great takeaway. I know what you're doing.
I am the ghost of Babe Ruth. I got 100 Madonic. Brother, I'm from New York.
That's Fat Joe.
Chick, I'm from New York. We from the home of the terrorists. Yes, I'm from New York.
That is it's a great soundtrack for how that World Series has gone for them.
New York.
All right, well, there you have it. That's a good takeaway. Omar, got a takeaway?
My takeaway is that the Grateful Head was the original name of the Grateful Dead.
Yeah, Allie's mom. She inspired that band in many, many, many ways.
She has many gropies.
Allie, takeaway?
My takeaway is if you cheat on your boyfriend, don't get in a lift afterwards.
Yeah, that's the last thing you want. Thanks for everyone for interacting on today's show. We'll do it again tomorrow. Try to do it better. In the meantime, Omar, take us out.
That they feel that that you know they feel that
Thanks for helping this clip go viral. Clearly, based on the counter below, we're almost there.
Oh, God. Yes, that is viral.
You really got to share this with some people, please. Seriously, please. We don't want to get real jobs.
Don't make us beg, but that's what we're already doing.
Yeah. So, we do these videos from time to time. You can check it out. And believe it or not, there's a complete show. These videos are the worst of the show. You want the best of the show? Check us out on KROQ every single day. We're also available on your apps as a podcast to accommodate your schedule, or we'll be juggling at a gas station near you soon.